Okay. Zoom meeting. We are now live. Let's test this sound. What? No. Shut up. Shut up. Let's test this sound. Jordan, I need you to talk.
You need me to talk. He needs me to talk. You need me to talk. He needs me to talk.
That's probably
I'm
good.
talking. Okay, I might need to pull this up on my phone, apparently, because it doesn't want to just load on the tablet and be convenient and make things easier for me.
I need you to talk.
Oh, never mind.
You need me to talk. He needs me to talk. You need me
Oh,
to
we
talk.
can actually hear Jordan this time.
It immediately made things more convenient.
Good
Hey,
news.
whoa, to be fair, you could hear me in the beginning. It was just at a very specific point where you could no longer hear me, where I was silenced. And not even by YouTube. Well, it's not like YouTube came in and censored me. I was censored by my own partner.
It's true.
That shit cuts deep. That shit cuts deep, Justin. Zach and Mary.
Make an adult an adult video.
Mike and Dave.
They need wedding dates. Okay. Let me pull.
Pineapple Express. Oh, no, don't close that. Didn't mean to do that. Pineapple Express.
Okay.
welcome to the Monday day YouTube preamble.
It's Monday Night Raw. Oh no, we're Monday Night Raw. I assume that's what the Monday Night Raw theme song is. Oh, it's Monday Night Raw. That's the.
Where it's in fact Monday, and we're having to redo and do a thing again because technical difficulties be a bitch, yo.
It's true.
The Green Hornet. Had I known we were going to do this today, I would have just left all these tabs open.
What am I doing, Jordan?
But how could either one of us have predicted that this was going to become an option today?
Okay.
Extremely
Okay.
wicked, shockingly evil, and vile.
Okay. Okay.
And then an American pickle.
Okay.
An American
I'm gonna start now, Jordan.
pickle. Good, because I am basically ready.
Okay. Redoing the podcast. God damn it. Redoing the podcast.
Trying to get back into that energy.
Redoing the podcast in 3, 2, 1. This podcast is brought to you by the Arte Media Pantheon. Please head to artemedia.org to see all kinds of podcasts from our great friends. And if you'd like to start your own podcast, they can provide you with the tools and resources to do so there. So please head to artemedia.org. That's ARETE media.org. So this is awkward. It's awkward for everyone involved, especially me and Jordan, because
mostly you.
Well, if you're listening to this where you're on Spotify, where you would normally hear a regular Spur of the Moment podcast, you are now going to be hearing this, what I'm affectionately calling a whoopsie backup.
Special bonus we messed up edition.
Whoopsie daisy.
I like that name.
Whoops. That was my bad. That's what happens.
Shit happens
when you test new tech, and sometimes the testing of the new tech doesn't work out the way you had hoped. So, we're gonna go through some news. I've got some news that we didn't do on Sunday. so me and Jordan don't get bored and have the same conversation we had already, which is I realized we didn't talk about Conformity Gate last week, so we didn't talk about Stranger Things, and I think we'll probably talk a bit about Stranger Things just season 1 because I just finished season 1, and that'll pad out the
Wow.
runtime.
That was fast.
Not really. It took me like 2 weeks to do it. I probably could have done it faster, but other things got in the way.
Yeah, fair enough.
I should be watching Stranger Things right now, but I'm doing this instead because just to be a moron. We're going to talk about Conformity Gate. I found some stories that, for whatever reason, I missed over. So I've got about 10, which is 4 less than regular, but there's still some here. We're going to round it out with some comment response time. And then, I think to prevent this from being boring for me and Jordan, I have a game. I have a way we're gonna shuffle up what we did on Sunday, so it's different, but you guys more or less get the same content that you got on Sunday because I think it'll be funny.
I mean, they will think they have, but you and I will secretly know it's just not the same.
It's not the same, but that's why it's different. We initially did, just so you all know, we had a game where it was Zac Efron, Seth Rogen versus Bill Murray and Robert Pattinson, and we put them all in a battle royale, and they all duked it out, and we determined that it was probably Edward Cullen.
Yeah, he's a vampire, you know. He's got like super strength and
super
stuff.
Strength and
So
speed. But I've got a fun game.
Quite a few of mine were just Zac Efron with his shirt off, which granted appeals to a lot of people, but in a death battle kind of situation,
I don't think his abs were gonna save anyone. I really don't.
Against a vampire, no, I don't think so.
I don't think so. So I have a different game we're gonna play that I think is gonna be fun. Maybe we won't hit all the movies we did. Maybe we will. We'll see how it goes. We're gonna play it by ear. We're gonna just see how this goes. So yeah, if you for free form in this. But I want this to be in the feed, so this is gonna be a little bonus episode. But in the episode, it's gonna take the place of the main episode. If you want to go hear my half of the conversation, you can go do that, and you can kind of hear Jordan a little bit.
Not really.
You're welcome to do that. Hey, give us the watch time. I'm leaving the video up because
if you're feeling charitable.
Here's
a fun game.
21 views for some fucking reason. I don't understand why.
Here's a fun game that the audience can play. They go listen to your half and pretend you're me and fill in the blank.
Just assume what Jordan would say. That's
just fill it in yourself.
It has 21 views for some reason. It's one of our higher viewed podcast episodes. I don't understand why.
As if to spite me.
I guess I don't know.
They really like you, Justin. Apparently, all that was holding you back was my voice.
Evidently. So, but no, we own our mistakes here on the Spur of the Moment podcast, so it will remain up an imperfect version of our perfect system.
I mean, it's the second time we've done it. It's only the second time.
Only the second time. It's true. And the first time I did it to myself, so it's
in like what, 2 years, 3?
Something like that. Yeah. I mean, at least we don't get cut off like we used to. Like, hey, yeah, we haven't had a tech issue like that in months. So,
that's because we pay for Zoom.
The getting cut off was not Zoom exclusive. That was not Discord exclusive. That was the computer related.
I just more meant the amount of issues we had with Discord.
That is true. So let's just begin this podcast episode, I guess. I think we're gonna react to comment responses. We're gonna respond to some comments. I forgot to read the positive comment because I completely forgot to do comment response time. So I'm gonna read the positive comment.
You didn't completely forget. We did a couple of them.
Damn those Discord mods. No. There was a really funny one on our video about Animal Farm where they were like, "What's that Russian?" They say amendment. I'm assuming they mean armament, and that's the Soviet Union national anthem. It's
because it's an.
I fully understand why.
Because Animal Farm is an allegory for
communism.
For communism.
I understand why you might not know that, being that you're considering our audience is significantly built of Americans for some reason. You might not know that. Also, anytime you leave a comment that's "Do you live in your mother's basement?"
Mother,
Did
our
your mother?
mother.
Did your mother tell you that? Your mom, because she's in my basement. Yeah. No, I don't know why I said that.
Because they were asking for it.
They were asking for it.
Just like
Oh
their mother.
yes, that it's just like their mother. That was the comment I wanted to talk about again. The at least someone looks right. Damn, God forbid the universe is designed to be different and take something important away from the characters. That makes their lives worse. Changes villains' appearance to make their and the heroes' lives worse. Which was us saying that Poison Ivy didn't look right, and
No, we said Poison Ivy did look
and
right.
and the big thing is
Joker doesn't.
the
Joker
Joker
doesn't
look
look right.
right. He should be a clown. Like, I don't mind like the different versions of the Joker where he's like different kinds of a clown. Like, but at
Yeah.
least he's called the Joker. Like, I just
The thing
he's the Joker.
the thing is
You
that
know what a Joker
the thing
is? It's a clown.
yeah. The thing is that ultimately, when you're doing an adaptation of a character, the character has to stay true to the themes and tones of which it was intended to fit. The Joker was always meant to be a clown.
Right.
So if you're doing an adaptation of Joker, then it should, in some way, the name should make sense.
That's what I'm saying.
Like whether you make him a Harlequin clown or a mime, or like that'd be interesting. Having a version of Joker that doesn't talk and is a mime,
Right.
like that's a
Him just
adaptation
being
or a take of Joker. But him just being a monster,
an eldritch horror monster, what
It's
makes him the
just-
Joker other than the name? Like, yeah, make him a scary fucking Pennywise clown. Like,
Yeah.
do something different. If you want to make him like scary monster, then make him into Pennywise or something. I don't know.
yeah, like if you
Don't
have
just
it
make
where
him a
it's like
clown.
if you have it where it's like yeah, he looks like a clown sometimes, and then like he pulls back and he's got the eldritch horror shit, and then he turns into a monster, then okay,
Sure.
that's one thing. But like, and for all I know, in its defense, for all I know, in absolute Batman, maybe it is a Jekyll Hyde thing where part of the time he looks like a normal normal version of Joker, and half the time he looks like an eldritch horror. I don't know.
Certainly possible.
Could be, but
I don't know. Having never read
that's my
Absolute Batman, I would not know.
that's my 2 cents.
Oh yes, a comment. WTH, you mean Aladdin is bad? I meant the Broadway musical, the Broadway Aladdin Broadway musical. To be fair, I've never seen it live. I've only ever seen a bootleg of it, and the bootleg was horrendous. It was terrible.
So see, this is where it's interesting. How when a comment, because I saw that comment. It's interesting how when a comment is in text, it can be read two different ways depending on how the person chooses to read it. So when I read that, I read it more as, "What the hell? You mean Aladdin is bad?"
Oh no, I think they more meant. Were you saying it's bad because they clearly didn't listen or assumed that they thought I was talking about the movie.
But we don't know. They might have meant. What do you mean? Like, what do you mean it's bad?
I presume that he's
right.
At me for,
but when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me.
I was talking about the Broadway musical. The Broadway musical is legit. I mean, to be fair, I've only ever seen one bootleg, but it's corny. All the acting is a lot of those Broadway musicals are like that. I haven't seen Lion King, but it's one of those like. The acting is corny and like it was less Broadway. I'll put it to you this way: the one from California Adventure was better. It was like that kind of humor and that kind of where you're like, that's fine when you're in a Disney park, but
yeah,
when you're
paying to go and watch something on Broadway, you're expecting a certain level of quality.
Exactly, right? You're spending hundreds of dollars to see what is effectively a pantomime. It's like but again, I have not seen the Beauty and the Beast or the Lion King one, so I cannot say as if that's the general vibe of those. But yeah, the Aladdin one was terrible. It was like
also,
wow, this is bad.
Also, to be fair, because I feel like we should be fair here.
I've heard the first one bad too.
You're watching a not a bootleg, but like a slime or whatever. You're watching it here,
but
like in your home. Whereas like maybe the theater experience elevates it.
Maybe that's possible. That's what I would say about. Here's the thing, a lot of my issues have to do with the acting and the writing. no amount of being in the theater
That's fair.
fix that. I think I don't really have any issues with staging other than it looks cheap. Disney spent some money, but like I like the staging of the Frozen one. But that there's another the Harry Potter play. That's my go-to. Like, surely the staging makes this look better than the writing because the writing is
Yeah, the
atrocious.
writing is bad. Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
one of those ones I'll never forget. The first time I read it, and I sent it to my friend, and she went, "This has to be fake." And then it
And
wasn't.
then it wasn't.
It wasn't. It was legitimately one of the worst things I've ever read. It's embarrassing. It's an
I
embarrassing piece of media.
I don't think I ever read it.
Oh, it's bad. It's
I
bad.
feel like you read it and then actively discouraged me from reading it.
I think I told you about it, which is the worst elements of it.
The time travel stuff.
The fact that Bellatrix hooks up with Voldemort, which in no context makes any sense. There's lots of shit.
I
About
mean,
that, but it's
it maybe
garbage.
does if they did like when he looked human.
No, they didn't. And then someone recommended.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Someone recommended, based upon our pitch for a Netflix Astro Boy anime. There's apparently a 8-episode Netflix series called Pluto, which is an adaptation of the manga of the same name by the guy who created Astro Boy, and it is apparently a reinterpretation of the final story arc of Astro Boy.
Oh, interesting. But it's not Astro Boy.
I'm gonna watch it for the show, so I'll let you know.
Okay, okay.
For the anime, I'm probably gonna watch it for my anime episode.
Interesting. Good to know. Because I mean, joking aside, I do like that movie. It's a fun, cute little movie. I've watched it more than a few times.
Positive comment. The way you present is really helpful. I will definitely recommend this.
Aw, that's nice.
That's nice.
I assume they're talking about you because your detailed analysis of every movie is way more in depth than mine.
And then, this was talking about Dave Bautista as Hugo Strange. This was a really fun topic to dig into. You laid out the casting idea clearly and made a strong case for why Bautista as Hugo Strange actually works. I liked how you explored both sides of the debate instead of forcing a take. Thought-provoking, entertaining, and a great discussion overall. Thanks. That's really nice of you to say. We appreciate that.
It also sounds kind of AI written, but thank you.
AI, but it's fine. We're not saying
it's the
AI.
thought. It's the thought that counts.
And then that's I'll wrap this up with this. People got really passionate about Bicentennial Man, which was really funny. So this is the one thing. There was a comment that was, I really liked it. Let people enjoy things. Number one, we were very nice to that movie. We were overall very kind. Comments like that tell me that you only read the title, got mad, and didn't actually watch the video. So if you didn't watch the video, fuck you. Fuck you. This is my channel. This is my show. Our show. I will say whatever the fuck I want to. If I want to drop trow and take a steamy pile all over Bicentennial Man, I'm gonna do it. And there's the fucking door. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
And I mean, to add on top of that, I mean, these are our opinions.
Right.
I'm not stating, and I've learned that not to do this, I will say. I'm not stating anything as empirical fact.
Right.
I am saying what I think about a thing, and you have, presumably, clicked on the video or are watching the video to hear my opinion.
You can take
if
your
you don't,
and get the fuck out.
You are welcome to disagree with my opinion.
Don't need to.
You can comment about how you disagree on my opinion, but you can't tell me not to have my opinion.
Exactly.
And the second that you tell me not to have my opinion, there's the door.
There's the fucking door.
Don't let it hit you on the way out.
Don't let it smack you in the ass on the way out. We're gonna cut this again because I didn't finish the trailer because it was really, you know what? Okay, there's a Hugh Jackman movie, and it's now the second time I've cut this because I got halfway through the trailer and I was like, wow, this is boring. It's like old man Robin Hood. Hugh Jackman is old man Robin Hood. He's like, you think the stories you've heard about Robin Hood are true? They're not true. They're all made up and whatever. And it's like, oh, yawn. This is really boring looking.
Yeah, that sounds like a Netflix special.
Yeah, it's an A24 movie. So one of the stories we talked about yesterday, we're gonna talk about it again because people are getting big mad about it on the internet in the past couple days, which I thought was funny. Which is Tangled, the Tangled movie. They announced who's gonna play Rapunzel and
Flynn,
thank you,
Mother
Flynn
Gothel.
Rider. Flynn Rider, and they look exactly. Disney has opted to just make them look like the cartoon, and that's just the direction they want to go with from now on. Is they just want to make it look like the cartoon. And look, hey man, that's gonna sell the tickets. That's gonna make the money, and that's gonna keep people from bitching about it on the internet. But my God, that's boring. That's just boring. That is boring. I won't bother telling you who they are because you have no idea who they are. You don't have a clue. I didn't know who they were. Which is good. That's good. I prefer that. But
for me, when it comes to casting decisions of that nature, it really depends on the character for me. So like most of the cast, I don't really. I think it could be pretty much anyone. For example, Mother Gothel could be just about anyone because it's not like her and Rapunzel are actually related, so she could be just about anyone,
True.
right? But for me, Rapunzel, I hear Rapunzel.
That's a fair point.
For me, I hear Rapunzel. I think Rapunzel let down your golden hair. I think white girl.
Yeah,
right.
I'm pretty sure that's a German name. So
yeah.
But
So it's
also,
just
I mean,
right. But then that's where I say like Mother Gothel adopted. Flynn can just be about anybody. He's not for me. I'm not locked in on that. Any of the ruffians can be just about anybody, right? Like there's certain characters for me where it doesn't matter, and there's certain characters where I connotate a certain image.
Look, it's Tangled. I could care less, but
ultimately, yeah.
I'm not against race bending Rapunzel, but the only way I would do it is you have to make her hair really blonde. So if she's like a any person of color, Hispanic, Black, Asian, whatever, person who would typically would have very dark hair. It would be kind of interesting if you made the hair look more magical, more tenderly.
Yeah.
And then they were
that I could
color,
see.
and you're like, oh yeah, they're not supposed to have this color. It sticks out. Then that'd be interesting. But it doesn't matter. They've cast the people in there white as bread. So,
it's a moot point at this point.
Because
except for
everyone freaked out over that live action Moana trailer, and Disney learned the wrong lesson. Like always.
Except I don't think they have officially cast Mother Gothel.
No, so that leads to this story. They're still circling on it. At one point, it was thought to be Scarlett Johansson, but she left the project. And yeah, now it's rumored that it might be Catherine Hahn. And depending on who you talk to on the internet, people either
love it or hate it.
Love it or hate it, yeah. A lot of people are like, she's just not there vocally. And I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah. I think she has the energy, though. Because to me, she's like Agatha is basically Mother Gothel.
Yeah, she really is.
That's it.
And
sassy,
so
backhanded compliment, like kind of passive aggressive character. She's kind of perfect for that. So I don't get what people's issue is.
I really could see her in that role very much. I could see her in that role. But
keep talking. I'm checking this out.
But it would be interesting to play the game of if you could choose someone different, any race, who would you choose? Justin Spurr, for Mother Gothel.
Oh.
And it can be any race, it could be anybody, literally anybody.
Interesting question.
But it has to be a woman.
Interesting question.
Although it would be interesting. I mean, they would never do this, but
we're good.
It would have been interesting if Mother Gothel was like Father Gustavo or something.
Gustavo. It's not fair. I want to say Patti LuPone, but I think she might be too old. It's got to be someone young but with a powerful voice. Or someone in their 40s. I mean,
technically,
I'm really okay with Catherine Hahn. I'm going to be completely honest.
Yeah. Technically, it could be someone older, because technically Gothel is old. So you could have someone older who they use CG magic to make look younger.
I'm just trying to think.
You could.
No, would not be into that. Who is really powerful vocally right now? I don't know who I would do. Yeah, I'm really quite content with Catherine Hahn. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like her as that character. I'll
For
come
some
back.
reason that for some reason the first name that's coming to mind is Salma Hayek.
Yeah, but she can't sing.
I
Can she
just don't
sing?
think I don't think she would actually work in that role. But for whatever reason, that's just the first name that comes to mind.
Uh,
Now I am joking aside, I am fairly content with the it was Agatha all along.
pretty content with it being Agatha all along. I don't really have,
A better person.
right? Uh, oh, interesting. Never mind. Yesterday I said that the Joker was Amadeus Arkham. Yeah, I apparently didn't read this thoroughly enough because it's not that the Joker is Amadeus
He's
Arkham.
related to him.
He's Amadeus Arkham's son, and he's the
Oh,
infamous
okay.
because the article was he's a famous serial killer, and I guess I left that part out. So do you want to take a stab at which famous serial killer he could possibly be?
Jack the Ripper.
How did you guess?
It's just I mean they've done Jack the Ripper before, so
Yeah, he is. He is apparently Jack the Ripper, and he can choose to turn into monster whenever he wants. From what I read.
okay. So they are going the Jackal or Jack not Jekyll Hyde, but they are going the he can transform route. Okay, that's
I think
different.
so. Something like that.
I still don't see why he's called Joker. Is he called Joker?
Yeah. So as far as I know, yeah, because he vaguely looks like a clown. I guess. I don't know. I got nothing, man. I got.
There has
nothing.
to be a reason.
I got nothing.
Like
I'm
there
sure
has
there
to be
is.
an in universe reason
I,
why they would call him Joker.
I'd be down for an R-rated DC Universe animated movie, which is Absolute Batman that does his like backstory and some of his characters in like a truncated form. I'd be down for that. I'd watch that.
I don't know enough about Absolute Batman to know whether or not I'd want that.
I'd watch it. I don't know that I want it, but I want it.
Yeah,
I'd watch
I'd
it.
tolerate it.
I'd put it on out of interest, depending on what the trailer would look like. So there's apparently Jordan, they are working on a live action Star Trek comedy series.
Like a red deck, but or a lower deck, but it's live action.
I think so. Yeah, and they've
Interesting.
finished working on it, and they've just turned it in. I'm trying to see if there's any indication as to what it could possibly be about.
So at that point, what stops it from just being
Lower deck.
no, yes, but no. I was gonna say because it's live action, the Seth MacFarlane one.
Oh, I mean, I don't know.
Other than it can now use the actual names of things. Like at that point, it's basically just that.
I guess it would depend on number one who is about where it takes place. I think they should go ahead and make me and Jake's show Star Trek Night Shift, where it takes place during the original series, but it's all the guys on the night crew, and they always are arriving at the end of a big adventure or cleaning up after the day crew,
And they hate them.
and the regular the main cast is there, but we only ever see them from the back of their heads. So we never see their faces.
I like that.
We only see the back of their heads. That's it.
I like it.
That's a perfect situation.
As they're walking onto the elevator, you see the back of their head, and then it cuts away anytime.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like it's right there, and it's like I think a single camera sitcom without a laugh track in my brain. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. I guess it depends on like this doesn't say, but it depends on if it does it take place on the Enterprise. Is it on its own ship? Like I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of into like I don't know. It's just the kind of sitcom.
Orville. That's the word I was looking for.
Yes, but in my
Sorry.
brain, a Star Trek sitcom, kind of like Superstore or The Office, like one of those guys. Like to me, that's the kind of sitcom I could picture where it's a captain on a starship and he's got like there's a Dwight, but he's a
yeah.
Klingon,
See,
Dwight.
I picture okay. And this is going to sound like a very strange Star Trek show, But for whatever reason, when I hear like a live action Star Trek show, which is like a comedy, I picture it not being about the people on the ship, but the like lieutenants or whatever that are on Earth and their day to day in the office.
I mean, yeah, I could see that because I'm currently doing a Star Trek Starfleet Academy show. That's basically
Where it's
like,
like
what if the CW did Star Trek?
where it's like yeah, they're just it's about like the I don't know if there's a lieutenant who they like check in with, but it's like his life and what he goes on with on Earth. But like you've got the alien people that are also there, and it's just like yeah, they're just in an office building basically.
But I don't know. To me, like, I would describe Orville as a straight comedy. Like, I would like to see on a starship, but it's The Office. I do think that would be fun though.
Yeah, it could be, but I'm just saying mine would be funny because like you hear Star Trek show and you expect it to be out in the stars and they're on Earth. To me, that's hilarious.
I mean, that's funny, but that's I don't know. That's sort of limiting, but I will not disagree that it is.
Well,
That is
I
funny.
mean, yes and no. You could. I mean, there's multiple ways you could do it. You could make it where it is a younger guy and he's at the academy, and the first season is he's on Earth,
See,
and then at the end of it, he ends up on like on a ship.
I just kind of want it to be like
But
the like there's a really good this is where I got the where not I not me and Jake came up with it together, but like in my brain that's sort of where the genesis of the Night Crew show came from was there's a show, I can't remember what it was called, I think it was on NBC, where it was basically it was a comedy where it was people who cleaned up after superheroes. And so like I kind of want a show which takes place entirely on the Enterprise, but that's also I haven't watched
I would.
I haven't watched
I
Lower
would.
Deck, so I think that show does take place on the Enterprise, but I would want it like it's the janitor on the Enterprise.
Yeah, I would have it where
That's
it's
what I
like
want. I
like
want it to
you
be on the
follow.
Enterprise.
I would have it be where it's like if I'm following your idea, I would have it be where it's like you're following the worst, like the lowest tiered person in all of Starfleet, who's Dave the janitor on the Enterprise, on the
That'd
night
be fun. But
crew.
that also might again that might be Lower Decks. I'm saying that having never watched Lower Decks, so I
Yeah,
may
that's
just
fair.
be
Me too.
pitching I may just be pitching Lower Decks. I don't know, but yeah, that's what I would want. I'd want a show about guys who don't matter. Like that's where comedy is in Star Trek.
But where what I would end up doing is I would have it be where yeah you follow Dave and it's like he bumbles upwards,
That would be
so he
funny.
keeps finding success accidentally till he's like the captain of a ship and he has no idea what the hell he's doing.
To me, the funniest thing I have the same thing about Star Wars is when you put star superhero characters, Star Wars characters into just regular everyday scenarios where like they just have to live an everyday life, and you're like, what is everyday life like in the Star
Look
Trek
like in
universe?
this
Yeah.
in this
I
world.
have
Yeah,
the same
yeah.
thing. Like for me, one of my dream shows that I would love for them to make, but they would never make, is C-SPAN in the Star Wars universe.
C-SPAN?
C-SPAN is just where it's all the footage from the Senate.
Oh.
That's where you air that. It's where you air all your congressional hearings. So I just want a show where it's just like newsreel footage of like the Galactic Senate and them debating bills. Like I think that would be hilarious, but no one wants that. But I do. I
No,
do.
nobody wants that.
So they're doing in comic books. Speaking of comic books, they're doing Superman and the Boys, and I somehow Mortal Kombat.
Superman and the Boys.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we finally get Homelander versus
Superman?
Homelander versus Superman, and Homelander like tackles Superman, and it made the internet really mad. Because they're like, there's no way that Homelander could stand up to Superman because Homelander is not as strong as Superman, which is true. But like they're writing a comic book fight, so obviously they're gonna have to stand toe to toe. I just feel like that's just like a dumb thing to say. Like you're like,
Plus,
well, I mean,
I mean, Superman can be taken by surprise. So there are times where, like, the example here could be he's not necessarily as strong as Superman, but Superman doesn't see it coming.
yeah, that's true. He is devious, but these are the matchups that they have said are gonna happen. Yeah, this made people mad. So we got Wonder Woman versus Red Sonja, Batwoman Kate Kane versus Vampirella, Plastic Man and Black Lightning versus Sub-Zero, Star Sapphire versus Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Lex
Wait,
Luthor
wait,
versus
wait,
Samantha
wait.
Strong.
No, sorry, nope, sorry. Roll it back. Sabrina the Teenage Witch is in The Boys.
No, but some of these characters are from Mortal Kombat, and I guess from Archie Comics generally, because this was in the Archie Comics, I guess.
Okay.
But yeah, there's an image where and the people will have probably already seen it, but Superman punches the Homelander, and then Homelander does the big wipes away, and then he charges as Superman, and then Superman goes flying, and like yeah, it's a pretty regular Superman fight.
Sounds pretty on par. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the artwork looks all right. I'm just surprised they're actually doing it. Yeah. Skipping that, saving that. Jordan, it's okay. This article starts off sounding cool, right? And then it stops pretty immediately. So
Okay. Hit me.
this is the headline. New Scooby-Doo spinoff in works after Velma. Release window revealed. And that's how it starts off. A new Scooby-Doo project is on the way, signaling another direction for the franchise after the end of Velma. The upcoming series has been quietly revealed with a new title and a new planned release window. And it is Scooby-Doo. I don't know how to pronounce this word. Gokko? Gokko. It's officially announced during the Scooby-Doo X Miss Frandy makeup launch event in Brazil. And apparently it references the Japanese word, Gokko. That's how that's pronounced, I think. Which describes children's pretend or role-playing games. The series will follow a chibi, anime-inspired aesthetic similar to that of Tom and Jerry Gokko, a series that premiered in Japan in 2022 and internationally in 2025 on YouTube and HBO Max. Does that sound cool?
I don't understand what you just said to me.
It's chibi.
Goku?
Gokko. Gokko.
I don't know what that is, but yeah, I heard chibi and that makes me lose interest.
It's a Japanese word which describes children's pretend or role-playing games. That's what
Okay.
It means. That's what it means. And apparently, yeah, it's going to result in a chibi Scooby-Doo show, which
No, I'm gonna pass on that. It's a no from me.
that's a no for me. I'm going to say no to that one.
Can't be any worse than the Velma one though.
No, it cannot.
But I feel like that's a pretty low bar.
So they released an image from Toy Story 5, and it's Woody and Buzz, and they're standing through a door, and they're looking at Bonnie and the mom, and it's revealed that Bonnie has been aged up to be 8 years old in this movie. And as always, the funniest thing with Toy Story 5 right now is every time.
How old was she in the last one? Like 5?
Like 5, something like that. Oh, it comes out on June 19th. The funny bit about anything Toy Story related now is how like every comment is like, how did Woody come back? And you're like, my God, way to be months late to that complaint. we were talking about this like a year ago.
In Toy Story 4, yeah, Bonnie's 5 or 6.
Jordan, you'll be excited for this. They've given the release window for Enola Holmes 3. More Enola Holmes.
Didn't realize they were making a third one.
Enola Holmesy. And
No, Justin, you messed up. You should have said they're making Enola 3. Enola Holmes 3. Home Sweet Home.
Or Holmes on the Range?
I mean, even that's better, yeah.
Um,
The point is that on the second time around, you did it better, and that's what matters.
That's
Use take 2.
It's coming out in scheduled
July?
for release in 2026. The official logline release adventure chases Detective Enola Holmes to Malta, where personal and professional dreams collide in a case more tangled and treacherous than she has ever faced before. Besides Millie Bobby Brown, it will casting features Louis Partridge as Tewksbury, Himesh Patel as Dr. John Watson, Henry Cavill as Sherlock Holmes, Helena Bonham Carter as Eudora Holmes, and
The mom.
Sharon Duncan Brewster as Moriarty. Wait, Moriarty's a woman?
Cool.
Huh.
I guess in this universe. I don't remember if we find that out or if we found that. I don't remember. Here's the thing, Justin. I've only watched the Enola Holmes 2 like once, and I don't remember if Moriarty and Watson were in that. I don't think they were. I think they're in this third one for the first time.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So Jordan, they announced that this big MCU star, he's gonna.
But I will say, sorry, real quick. I will say it does make me happy that Henry Cavill is coming back as Sherlock Holmes because I like him as Sherlock Holmes in those movies. I would watch a full Sherlock Holmes movie with Henry Cavill as Sherlock Holmes.
All right, that's fair enough. I'm gonna have to watch those movies one day. Not a big Sherlock Holmes guy.
I like them. You know, they're fun. They're
Could be an
fun.
excuse to watch the Benedict Cumberbatch versions. Oh,
I remember the Robert Downey Jr. one.
I could have watched the Benedict Cumberbatch. Yeah, you watched the second one and then went, I think I watched the first one and then we discovered midway through that you had actually watched the second one. And you went, that just goes to show how much I remember the first one.
Yeah. Good times. Good times.
Apparently, I don't remember who, but Sherlock Holmes was supposed to be played by someone else and Robert Downey Jr. Came in and snagged it because he was popular at the time.
Oh, yeah. That's funny.
Something like that. Why do you keep doing that? Stop doing that.
Hold on. Audio check. You can still hear me, right?
But Sherlock Holmes was supposed to be played by someone else, and Robert Downey Jr. Came in and snagged it because he was popular at the time. Why do you keep doing that? That's
okay. Good. You can. Yeah. No. Now I'm fucking paranoid because of last time. Thanks, Justin. Thanks, brother.
No problem. It's what I can do. It's what I.
What's next?
Next, Jordan. Next, they announced that this MCU star is going to be in the Batman 2. Sebastian Stan it's been revealed that he will be playing Harvey Dent in the Batman 2. We don't know if Two-Face, but we know Harvey Dent, and that immediately made all the MCU fans will go, well, he's obviously gonna die in Doomsday then.
Yeah, because what else was he gonna do?
I mean, the thing
like what? Were they gonna kill off Sam Wilson and have him become the next Captain America? No, they weren't gonna do that. Were they gonna have him continue to disinterestingly play Bucky Barnes when he clearly has no desire to continue playing that role anymore?
He's been
probably not.
He's been kind of in my opinion, kind of foot in, foot out. Like he's not really in Captain America 4 other than like one scene. He's in the Defenders, but like his enthusiasm, in my opinion, seems moderate at best. So yeah, I was just like, yeah, that makes sense. And he's a character that's like expendable in the sense that like he's just big enough that you can kill him and it'll be like that means he means business, but it won't impact the franchise going forward because he's like one of the old guys. It's like killing off Captain America or Thor. Like it's pretty safe bet that like Thor is probably gonna die in this, or at the very least, this is gonna be the last one. All of these characters are like this is the last one, including talk about it, including those X-Men actors who are in it. They all look like they're like let's suit up one last time, for
adventure,
the third time.
Especially with Thor, I don't think he's going. Okay, here's my prediction. I don't think he's going to die. I think he's going to become the All-Father, and I think that will then keep him in a position where he's busy. He can't do any of the adventures anymore, so he won't get anywhere. He's like the main guy, but he can still come back and do the odd cameo if they want to bring him back. And his daughter will get his hammer and become the next Thor.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Thor generally as a concept is probably done. Like I just don't. Although supposedly Chris Hemsworth is making Thor 5, so who the fuck knows? But
I think the daughter will get the power and get the ability, like get the hammer and get the ability to do the Thor stuff. And then she will be the Thor on the Young Avengers team.
Maybe, but I don't think so. And also like they're only making one more of these Batman movies, the Batman. Like they're only making this sequel. and then that's it. This is like, they're not going to make another one. I'd be shocked if they did, because they want to have the DCU Batman show up, and they don't want to have multiple Batmans for some reason. So like, this will be the last one, and they won't make a third one unless this makes crazy money, which it won't, because I don't love the fact that he's Harvey Dent. I saw someone say this on the internet, and I completely agree with it. When you make Batman gritty and realistic, you're kind of limited to like 2 Batman villains, the Joker and Two-Face, and that's kind of it, or the Penguin,
Or the Riddler.
and they've done all that. Like this next one, supposedly Joker is going to be in it, which God, I hope not. It's just going to be even more of a Chris Nolan movie than the last one was. Like, what are the odds that this just isn't going to be The Dark Knight again? Like, that's what's going to happen. Like, cinematography, and it can only get you so far if your story is just the same. Like, get adventurous. Yeah, you can do the weird Batman villains, but do them like if they were realistic, like if they existed in the real world. Like, do Frozone, not Frozone, Mr.
Dr. Freeze.
Do Mr. Freeze, and do Clayface, and do the ventriloquist. Like, do the interesting villains. Don't just do Two-Face for the 100th fucking time.
I agree. I would love to see not necessarily a gritty, realistic version, but I'd love to see an interpretation of Mr. Freeze. He's probably he's not my favorite Batman villain, but he's one of my favorite Batman villains.
What I'm saying.
And he's a character which you can play with and have actual fucking nuance with, because the entire point of his character is he's doing what he does to save his wife.
He's nuanced?
He's nuanced. Like,
point?
you can have depth with him and have it be interesting.
That's the fucking point. You fucking plebes.
You fucking thoughts.
Jordan, you're probably wondering to yourself, "Hey, we're awesome, and we know." But thank you anyway. Now, you're probably wondering, Jordan.
Yes, I was wondering that definitive statement. You're right.
Jordan, you're probably wondering who will be playing Miss Piggy in the upcoming Miss Piggy movie. Jordan, how dare you? Quite frankly, how dare you? How dare you imply that anyone other than Miss Piggy would be playing Miss Piggy? How dare you? Quite frankly, how dare you? And Emma Stone has come out.
I should have known better. You're right.
You should have. That's, quite frankly,
I mean, what other famous pig is there that could even attempt to?
Right. She is an icon, and Emma Stone has responded to this accusation in kind, and I will read her statement on this matter right now. Emma Stone, who is producing, along with Jennifer Lawrence, the Miss Piggy movie, has said that, first of all, that is the biggest insult to Miss Piggy I have ever heard. I will not have her name dragged through the mud like that. Why would I play a literal star? Stone further stated, "No, of course I'm not playing Miss Piggy, and neither is Jen. We pale in comparison. Are you out of your mind? Miss Piggy is playing Miss Piggy. She would be storming out here right now at the mere suggestion. Because Miss Piggy, to be clear, is an icon."
I mean, I thought they should have cast Porky Pig in drag.
Rude.
You know, that was my
Rude.
that was my casting choice. But I can respect going with Miss Piggy. I can
All this
I can understand.
Oh no, it's good. Emma Stone and Jennifer Lawrence are producing it, and Cole, I don't know who Cole is. Cole Escola is writing it. Lawrence said that the idea came during the COVID-19 lockdown. One of my good friends who's not in the industry was like, "Miss Piggy is a feminist icon," and she said it would be so funny if Miss Piggy got canceled. I said that is not the plot, but it got the wheels turning. That's pretty funny. I'm totally. Oh yeah, Cole Escola.
That would be funny. That would be a funny movie. I'm sure that's not what this movie is, but that would be a funny movie. Is if Miss Piggy was like behind the times kind of thing and says something and gets herself canceled, and she has to do like a press tour where like or like a whatever tour.
Back. Like, that's the movie.
Yeah.
I want like I think they should do is they should continue it off of the events
Muppets
of the
Most Wanted.
No, the television show, and have it where her television show got canceled and she's like embittered and like is trying to make a comeback. I mean, I guess they kind of
Either way,
they did that with the Muppet movie, but still, I think that would be funny.
Either way, it should be a lot of fun.
I mean, like I say, I think Jennifer Lawrence and Emma Stone are very funny.
Yeah.
I would like both of them to be in it, and I would like, yeah, a buddy comedy with, have the other Muppets involved, but have it be Jennifer Lawrence and Emma Stone team up with Miss Piggy, and I'm totally down for that. But like we've been like huge supporters of like spin-off Muppet content. Like we were huge.
Yeah. I mean, I loved the Electric Mayhem
Electric
show.
Mayhem is, again, I had a YouTube video on it. It is underrated. Such an underrated show. If you're a Muppets fan, you need to watch that show because it is genuinely very good. Like,
I still want a Fozzie one where we see him going on like a tour where he goes across where he goes across America doing his stand-up routine, and what I want
that would also be fun.
what I want or North America would be more ideal, but because then we could maybe go to one of these. But what I want is I want them to actually do it. Where they go across, do the tour, have it where you can pay to go and be in the audience and watch Fozzie do a stand-up routine.
I mean, and maybe not that, but with them working on, I mean, I said this. There's a really good clip of them.
And then they have the show. They have the show, which is like the story aspects of it, but like in the show, it cuts to scenes where he's doing the stand-up, and it would be his real stand-up.
I saw a clip of I can't remember what it was. I think it was a Seth Rogen thing. I'm pretty sure it was a Seth Rogen thing. But there was a clip of him doing stand up and it's him bombing, and I'm pretty sure Seth Rogen comes out and goes, "You're not doing so good." But like that made me go like, yeah, Netflix should do or even Disney Plus, but whatever. Have Seth Rogen produce it, and they should do a Fozzie Bear stand up special. Like movie, whatever, show, whatever, but like do a Fozzie Bear stand-up special. Like, how have they never done a Fozzie Bear stand-up? I get the joke is that he's a bad comedian, but that could be the joke. Like, he could be like a Neil Hamburger or like an anti-comedian. Like, I just think it would work, especially if you have Seth Rogen producing it.
And if they do your thing where it's just a single stand-up thing, the most important thing is somewhere in the audience, whether it be the up in the high seats or whatever, you have to have stat or stat, and they have to heckle him the entire time.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely, at least once.
I think if we did my thing, where it was a show where like he was going across America or whatever, doing his tour, I think it would be hilarious if at every one of the shows they showed up and they were there to heckle him, and at the end of the series or whatever, you find out that they were actually very supportive of him and have actually been fans this entire time.
That would be funny. But like the thing about them doing a tour,
or like at the very least, like they're like, no, we don't, and he's like, but you come to every one of my shows, you're always there, like you're two of my most supportive people.
The thing about the Muppets is they've tried to do a stage show. Like there's been multiple attempts at a touring stage show, so I never hold out hope for a touring stage show of the Muppets.
No, I wouldn't actually. I wouldn't actually expect there to be that. I would more actually just be content with an actual show. Like like a Disney Plus show.
That would be really good. That would be, yeah. If you're gonna do let's let this Miss Piggy movie do successfully, because I would absolutely want not necessarily a show, but definitely a movie as well.
Yeah,
like, I'd watch
or something like that. Yeah,
of him doing a stand-up tour. Like that writes itself. But no, I maintain a Fozzie Bear stand-up special. Like you could absolutely make a Fozzie Bear Netflix stand-up special and make it like it's a legit stand-up special. Like if Randy Feltface can be successful, the iconic Fozzie Bear can have a successful stand-up comedy special on something.
Absolutely.
On something. And you can include the other Muppets in there. It doesn't have to just be Fozzie. Like you can include whoever.
No. See, that's where it's funny. That's where it would be most funny. Is if you absolutely you make it where it's like a group of people. But you remember how this was a different comedy group, but there was the blue, what was it? The blue, Here's Your Sign, Bill Engvall,
blue
comedy. where you had like 3 or 4 of them that were all together that like they would do their tour together or whatever. Maybe I'm mistaking that, but what I would do is I would make it where Fozzie is part of a comedy group. And he's the Muppet, and like the 3 other people are actual comedians who are just actual comedians, and just have random comedians.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. If I were touring this as a show, that's what I would do. I would have it where I mean, you could still do it as a big, like a 2 hour thing where you have real comedians go up and do stand up, and then Fozzie's the closer. That would be funny.
Yeah.
But no, in my brain, but to be fair, it's kind of what this new Muppet show is kind of shaking out to be, where it's like, yeah, Seth Rogen plays himself in it, and he's the one who's paid for it or whatever, and it's got celebrity cameos, and I just think
If I
that'd be
did
funny.
that though, if I did
I
that,
just
like
think that'd be funny.
if I had creative control and I made this thing where Fozzie was part of a comedy group or whatever, and they went on tour, I would not market it as a Muppets thing. I would market it as a very real comedy group and have like 3 or 4 like actual famous comedians that were part of it, and have them be full in on the gag,
It would
and
last for
not like
one show.
not
Someone on a
market
cell phone would spoil it.
not market that Fozzie was in it. Yeah, but that first show would be amazing.
Uh,
Where you do not market that Fozzie is in it and have him be the closer and come out at the very end and do his thing. That would be amazing.
I believe that Fozzie could achieve an hour. That's all I'm saying.
I think so.
So Jordan, we didn't, or maybe we did talk about this. I don't know if we talked about this, but there was. I just think the headline of this article is really funny. Stranger Things are distraught after Netflix didn't release episode 9, a thing that was literally never going to happen because that's not how television works. This is not. I guess maybe it's because I've been on the internet long enough producing content for 5 years that like this is like the 4th time we've been through this. Like I saw a bunch of people be like the Sherlock or the Supernatural. Oh, there's going to be an actual real finale, or Game of Thrones, or WandaVision. Remember when we all thought that there was going to be an extra secret episode of WandaVision that was going to set up that Doctor Strange was going to show up in? It was going to set up Doctor Strange 2 that never happened.
Yeah, like, we fell into that one too.
Sometimes a bad episode is just a bad episode, man. I hate to tell you.
Bad ending is a bad ending.
Yeah, and the thing that's funny is like, and I can say this because, spoiler alert, I'm working on including Stranger Things in an episode, so I'm watching it, and I just finished season 1, and season 1 is it has everything that everyone's saying about it. Again, it's great with setup, but the payoff is bad. Like, it gets to the end of it, and like the entire time they're like, okay, there's this big conspiracy with this with involving the kid, and there's all these mysteries, and then it gets to the end, and the mystery is that they're just kind of a dull secret organization from the government. There really isn't anything intriguing or interesting.
Yeah,
or all that exciting
but
revealed about and it's especially egregious when you remember that there was only supposed to be 1 season, right? Initially,
oh, was there?
Yes, it was. There was only going to be 1 season, and it was going to be an anthology show, and each of the next seasons were going to be something different. But the first season was so popular that they made multiple seasons. So, like, the fact that they don't explain what the Upside Down is, and they eventually gets to the point where they reveal the Demigorgon, and it's just kind of a not very interesting or exciting monster. It's just like...
Yeah. So what I kind of came to realize when it comes to the Duffer Brothers and the way that they do things is... and I'm gonna try and not spoil season 5 when I say this, but you're right, are good at setting things up. And they're good at threading a story. They don't know how to finish a thing. And so the issues that people are having with the final season,
every season is like that. They're all like that.
Yes.
Every single one.
Yes, but the reason why it's not as noticeable it's more forgivable. I don't know how to word it, but the reason why it's not as bad, or it doesn't bother people, I guess I should say, as much with the previous seasons, is because with the previous seasons you knew there was going to be another season where they have another opportunity to finally wrap things up, right? No, but I'm saying with this show, maybe with season 3, season 4, whatever, you knew they were planning on doing another season where there was an opportunity where they could wrap things up. Let me finish, please. Whereas with this last season, the reason why people want that secret episode and why people were so believing of that is because there's nothing else. There's no other ending. So they're not going to get a satisfying ending because they just don't know how to land a satisfying ending.
No one's ever said that the show had no one has ever had the opinion that we have until this season. Like everyone thought that season.
No,
4,
I know,
hold on, let me
but
finish.
I'm saying
I let
the reason.
I let you finish. Let me finish. The only reason why people are not as forgiving now is because, and someone pointed this out, the time gaps between the previous seasons were much shorter. They were like at most a year, which distracted people away from the fact. I think the reason why people are noticing all the issues that have existed since the beginning of this show is not because there was a new... I've never seen a person criticize the show by being like, well, this season sucked balls, but at least there's going to be one more that'll fix it. No one's ever said that. Everyone's always praised...
No, nobody has ever said that, but my point is that they didn't need to say it. They internalized it. That's what they felt, even if they didn't say it. Yes, Justin. They had an opportunity to fix things, so nobody notices or harps on the bad things because they had an opportunity to fix things. Whereas now, there is no opportunity. There's nothing there's no further, there's nothing. We've hit the end.
I think you're giving people entirely too much credit, because I think it's truly because of that time gap, because people
agree to disagree,
because people spent so long hyping up what they felt was good. And it was always going to be this case of it's the kind of show where people's theories are always going to be better than what comes out. But no, like I think the fact that people are just noticing how the Duffer Brothers writes has everything to do with the fact that they had time to stew over how they wrote. But to be fair, as near as I can tell, like I'm looking into the future of trying to finish this series in a timely manner, and it's frustrating because season 4 is agonizing looking. Like I'm like.
Yeah, that's when it goes. That's when it gets really bad.
Off the rails. It becomes a bloated. The thing that frustrates me about Stranger Things is it's a bloated nightmare. Like every season of this show, like there's the season finale of the first season is a bloated nightmare. It is a bloated nightmare of a show. Like it's 56 minutes long and it could be 40. Like every episode of this show thus far, like the best episodes of that show are 45 minutes long. Like they're the best episodes because they're tight, they're compact, they get to the fucking point, they don't meander. Like there's so many scenes in season 1 in the season 1 finale where you're like, cut anytime now, man. And like I'm looking.
I also just like going back and watching those early seasons. A lot of the characters aren't likable.
No, but it's a great representation of an 80s thing. I will say that. Like, having watched a lot of these style of movies from that era, like your Goonies, your Monster Squad, or whatever. Yeah, kids from shit like that typically suck because that's just the way they were.
Yeah.
No, I think Luke.
You're not wrong.
Lucas is so much more of an asshole than I remembered him being. I was like, wow, he's an asshole.
Oh yeah, and Mike is just he's whiny and annoying.
He is quick to like flip on people in a heartbeat. It's truly a, and like
don't even get me started. It must run in the family because Lucas's little sister is the worst.
But yeah, no, I'm looking into the future. I'm looking into the future, and yeah,
she does not get better.
I'm looking forward to season 4, and it's like every episode is an hour and a half long. Everyone, they're like an hour 20.
It's ridiculous.
I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to finish this in a week. There's no way I'm gonna be able to get through a 2.5 hour. I don't understand. I don't understand. No one has been able to accurately articulate to me how you can enjoy a 2.5 hour episode of television. Like,
well, it's not television at that point, it's a movie.
But it's not a movie because it's not structured like a movie.
But I'm saying the length of it makes it a movie. That's not TV.
But it doesn't have movie structure. It doesn't follow the structure.
It doesn't have television structure either.
But it does. It follows the structure of a bloated episode. Like, say what you will about the best example of that's a movie, not an episode of television, but it's not claiming to be an episode of television, so it's fine, is Black Mirror the movie. Oh my god, the last episode of season 6 or season 7.
The SS Enterprise.
USS Callister. That's an hour and a half. But that episode is structured like a movie. It has a Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, it plays like a movie. You can play it, show it, remove from that show, it's a movie. Those episodes of Stranger Things feel like it's a 40-minute episode of television that they've just completely stretched out for no reason. Why? Just do more episodes of the show. Split it up. Do it 20 episode season of the show, and every episode is 40 minutes, so I can binge it like in an afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to, and I've
do half the
maintained
season in
you
a-
you said this once, and I agree with this. I think you said it. One of us said it. They clearly don't want to be in TV. They want to be making movies.
I can't take credit for that. So I saw someone say, just make movies. They made a really irritated, like they were really irritated video. They're like, you clearly want to make movies.
That's clearly, especially when you go
movies because they're not.
When you go and you look at season 5 and you look at like the length of some of those, and yeah, no, it's clear they just want to be making movies.
I don't think any of the episodes. I looked it over. I don't think any of.
I'm pretty sure the last episode is like 2 hours long.
I think it's only 2 hours though. I don't think it's 2 hours 20.
Only.
Well, the season 4 one is the worst one. That I remember. I will never forget. Like, it's stuck in my brain since I watched it. The season 4 finale is bad. It's bad because it is paced horribly. Because no episode of television, I'm going to call it an episode of television because that's what they call it, should be over an hour long. No episode of television needs to be an hour. To be an hour. 40 minutes is the longest an episode of television should be. And even then,
I will
30 minutes,
die on that hill.
I'm done. I'm done. Like
I will die on that hill.
I was 30 minutes into that season 1 finale, and I was like, I'm done. I'd like this to be over now. Like, it's awful. Like there's a difference between a really stretched out episode of television and a movie. Like, this thing is meant to function as an episode of television, and by being so long, it doesn't. Because it meanders like crazy. Like, that season 1 finale meanders like crazy, and I'm just not really... It's gonna feel like a chore. It's gonna feel like a chore.
You saying that it was supposed to be like an anthology thing makes that make more sense. Because if it's supposed to be an anthology, then those episodes being an hour long makes more sense because it has to wrap up by the end of the season.
Sure,
it doesn't make sense in the form, like in what we got.
No.
But like
not.
if it's an anthology, then I can understand why it has to be that long.
And like,
but not with what we got.
Oh, what's the difference between... Like, there's a big difference between watching 5 40-minute episodes and 1 hour and a half long episode. Like, there's a big difference. I can get to the end of the second episode in that block and be like, I'm done. But like, I can't do that with the 2 hour
when you design
episode.
when you design it to be in 40 minutes, that means that you have a specific cutting off point. It's a stopping point, right?
Yeah.
Whereas when it is in an hour and a half or 2 hours, there's no clear cut stopping point. So it's like, okay, I'm trying to remember what's in season 1. They're fighting the Demogorgon, and it's like hour 10, and it's like, okay, what, do I stop right here when they're in the middle of getting attacked? No, right. I have to finish it off.
Finish the episode. I don't have the time to watch an hour and a half, like 5, 6, 8 movies in a week. Like, that's brutal. Like, I remember it was a chore to get through season 4 the first time I had to do it. And that wasn't even for content. Now I have to watch and pay attention to it for content. It's brutal.
Forget having time to do it. Who has the desire to watch that much Stranger Things?
Lots of people do, but I just don't have that. Like,
not if they're doing content.
Like, it's just not fun. Like, I don't. That show drags when it hits an hour. Like, I'm not looking forward to season 4.
Oh, man, you're preaching the choir, man. I don't think that show is worth all the hype that it's gotten.
No, I mean, putting that aside, it's an all right show. It's okay. It's a fun show. I enjoyed the characters.
It's a solid C+.
I would have gone B+, but like,
B. I'll meet you in the middle. B.
It's just too long. It's too long. It's badly paced, and I don't see a universe where I change my mind about that. But this is me going into it. So in a couple of weeks from now, when I finally finish it, I'll come back here and I'll tell you whether or not I was
that it was too long.
That it was too long, and that I'm right. And I'm gonna I'm gonna be sitting here.
I'm writing's on the wall. I see it right now. Justin's gonna come back and be like, it was too long. There's no way that you're not going to.
Too long, and I'm right. But going back to the fake episode 9, that's not how television works. It's just not how they couldn't.
So
they couldn't produce.
So sorry. One thing I don't understand: why is it conformity gate?
Oh, because they all look like Vecna. They're all dressed like Vecna, and they all have Vecna's haircut.
Who?
The characters in the show. Have you not seen it? Have you not seen what the justification for why? So
No, that's why I don't know why it's called Conformity
So
Gate.
they all think that the last episode, Vecna wasn't defeated, and it's still in Vecna's realm, and all the characters are being mind controlled by Vecna, because there's all sorts of there's the Mr. What's-It stuff is in the background, and they all have Vecna's haircut at the graduation ceremony, but that's not how television works.
No.
They wouldn't have spent a bunch of money promoting a final episode with the cast, sent them on a huge promotional tour saying it was the final episode, just for them to be like, nah, just kidding. Shown it in movie theaters.
Well, that's my thing. Like,
had actors show up to the screenings of the finale, calling it the finale, just to be like, nah. That's not even putting aside the
I could maybe see them doing.
Have to do.
I could maybe see them pulling something like that if they hadn't put it in theaters.
Just generally, I will say though, someone did say that a show needs to do that now. Needs to have a secret finale and blow everyone's mind.
Yeah, they do.
It needs to happen. But yeah, no, I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on finishing Stranger Things. We will talk about the finale of Stranger Things probably
eventually.
Probably in the next couple weeks, because we got wrestling to get through. We got wrestling stuff to do. That's the news and Stranger Things. This show, this episode, this whatever this is brought to you by Wild Education. They need help.
Think of those fucking animals.
Think of the animals, as always. You got to think about those animals and click the link in our description to donate to them. I've been putting their Facebook in, so you can go follow them on Facebook. They also have a YouTube channel as well you can subscribe to. They're putting out all kinds of content. They're doing all kinds of stuff, and we love supporting the animals. And
think of the animals.
I'm gonna be on Down the Middle on Thursday, talking about
stuff.
No.
And things.
I'm thinking about it now. I'm pretty
wrestling.
Sure, wrestling. I'm gonna be talking about John Cena.
And his name was John Cena.
I'm realizing now that I'm pretty sure I don't have the correct description in this description. Which would be very funny.
Man, if only we had a soundboard which could have custom sound effects, and we could have put the John Cena themes music and pushed it, and man, if only we had that technology.
If only. We'll get it to work one day. One day we'll figure it out. So on this whatever this is,
on this bonus episode,
this
bonus redo,
I have a list, and Jordan has a list, and that we did yesterday. That I think it's going to be funnier instead of us going through this one at a time like we did before. I think we'll just go back and forth until maybe we go through all of them, maybe we don't. And I'm just going to name a movie that was on my list, and you have to tell me what it was about, based upon what I told you.
Oh, this is going to go very poorly.
I know. That's what's going to make it funny. And Jordan, I think... Oh, should we start off hard or easy? I think, Jordan... just to give the audience an example of what
this isn't fair. You watched all the ones that I've done.
Jordan, tell me about The Lighthouse.
Oh, that was the one where it was Rob Paulson? Not Rob Paulson. What was your actor?
Robert Pattinson.
And he goes crazy, and then he's with that other guy that I do know, but I don't remember who he was. But he's him. And you're unclear by the end of it if any of it was real or if he was still in Boston because he murdered his boss.
That's pretty much it. Jordan, you forgot the most important detail about it that I mentioned. About the mermaid.
He has. Oh right, he masturbates over a mermaid.
Yeah.
And has sex with it.
It flashes to images of him having sex with it, like full on pants down. He's on top of it, and she's having a great time. So like it's consensual. The sex with the mermaid is consensual.
I mean, that's what's important.
That's what's important.
And to be fair, you don't. It's probably not actually happening because he's fucking crazy.
It seems to be in his mind, but not really happening. So, you know. But yes, so yeah, the lighthouse. The lighthouse was, to remind you, Jordan, was Robert Pattinson. He's a wiki taking on a multiple week job at a lighthouse, and his boss, played by William Dafoe, is a massive dick and treats him like utter shit, and puts him to work, and he won't let him go up into the lighthouse optical room.
Yeah, and then he goes up and he's blinded and he falls down, hits his head, and you're left unclear whether any of it was really happening.
Yes, and he confesses early at one point in the movie that he killed his boss and took his boss's name because this takes place in that time period where DNA isn't a thing, and he assumes his boss's identity so he can change his fate. And due to some sort of, I can't remember what the exact accident is, but something happens and they get trapped in this lighthouse because he's only supposed to be there for a couple of weeks, and they get trapped in this lighthouse for like multiple extra weeks, and they start to drink all the liquor, and at a point, and they waffle between fighting with each other and confessing intimate things to each other, and they eventually run out of alcohol and they drink this mix of like turpentine and like caramel or something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
And and then at the end it's unclear. It's the kind of movie where it's meant to be ambiguous. It's unclear as to whether or not he actually did, like, the William Dafoe did this stuff, because it hits a point where it's in the day and he finds William Dafoe's journal or his logbook. And it's basically saying that Robert Pattinson is like a drunk and he's a incompetent and bad at his job. And so it's unclear as to whether or not that actually, like, what the stuff that happened between him and William Dafoe, like, at least in my opinion, in my reading of the material, I think the idea is supposed to be like, you're not supposed to be sure as to whether or not the interactions with William Dafoe actually happened or whether or not it's just in Robert Pattinson's head. It's unclear.
Mm-hmm.
And the performances are phenomenal. Like, it's the kind of movie that, like, I had a friend who used to take me to art house films and then get mad at me when I didn't get it. And so there is like, oh, you're just not smart enough to get this kind of person. And this is that kind of movie where, like, it's really like interpretable, and yeah, it's a independent art house film, and like it's the kind of film where you would study in film class. And like,
yeah, snooty.
And like you'd interpret whatever the meaning of it is, and yeah, I don't think you'd enjoy it very much.
Oh, look at me! I'm making a movie.
But like and it's in black and white just to make it extra snooty. I quite liked it. It got a little weird when he masturbated over the mermaid. That was a little weird. But other than that, like I said, the performances are really powerful and really good. And to Robert Pattinson's credit, none of his roles are the same. Like, whether or not like you like him or not.
I thought you were going to say, and to Robert Pattinson's credit, you would believe he was actually attracted to a mermaid. Yes. He really got into it.
The acting is good enough that you could believe that he was going at it for a long time. It's an exceptionally long moment where you're like, oh my god, this just keeps going. Oh, we're going to get to see him finish. Oh, okay, this is weird. But no, to Robert Pattinson's absolute credit, every single one of his performances, at least of the ones I watched, the 4 movies I watched, not a single one of them was the same. And I was like, oh, that's impressive. That's an impressive bit of talent.
Okay.
So, Jordan.
So I've decided I'm making a unilateral decision here. It's too easy for you because you've seen all the movies that I have watched and you have a better memory than me. So you have the added addendum of you have to describe it in 10 words or less.
10 words or less? I mean,
yes.
That's no fun. Okay.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, that's no fun. Okay.
It's too easy? All right, 5 words or less.
No, 10 words. 10 words. And then we'll expand it out to actual discussion after I do
10 words. I figured, we're doing the part where you describe it and then I talk about it, right? Okay. So you have to talk about it in 10 words or less.
Give me one. But
Dirty Grandpa.
I was going to say, don't give me. Okay, Dirty Grandpa's good. That's a solid one. Okay. Do names obviously count as words?
Yes.
Throw me up a 10. Okay. Zac Efron.
I'm going to count that as one word.
Robert De Niro is Zac Efron. Zac Efron's grandpa. And he is a freak.
All right.
Boom.
It's harder. It's harder than you expect, isn't it?
I mean, you gave me an extreme advantage by counting Zac Efron as one word. So like,
I was nice.
that was nice. But yes, Dirty Grandpa is yes.
So-
I have seen this movie. It's Zac Efron is the grandson of Robert De Niro, whose wife
Yeah.
recently died and has given him permission to go
Yep.
off and live life the way he wants
And-
to. Which
And what he wants to do
is fuck
is fuck a college girl.
I
He
think
just really wants to fuck a
I
college
think he
girl.
just wants to hump everything. But I think
No, but in particular, there's the one college
There's
girl,
one-
Aubrey Plaza,
Aubrey Plaza.
who he wants to fuck.
Yes, yeah, and and boy
so,
do they,
yeah.
and it's weird.
Yeah, it is.
A weird moment.
No, yeah, this one, you know, Zac Efron's grandmother dies, so his grandfather convinces him to drive him to, what was it, Florida or something?
Florida, because it's over Florida.
For spring break, and we're led to think that, you know, it's because the grandfather can't drive because he doesn't have his license or whatever. But then we find out that Zac Efron is going to be marrying some person who was grandfather doesn't think is right for him.
Girl is not right.
And by the end of it, Zac Efron ends up with a girl that he knew from college. You know how these things always go.
I do.
And there's a lot of weird, inappropriate jokes, like where Robert De Niro takes off his underpants and gets into bed with his grandson with his schlong out. He looks at his grandson's penis and is like, "Yeah, you know, you're lucky you got my penis instead of your dad's penis. Your dad's penis is just really, really sad and pathetic. Your dad's a real cuck." And he doesn't actually say that, but he might as well have said that.
Might as well have said it because that's
And then you find out that his dad thought that his grandpa served in the army in like a just driving trucks and doing medical stuff or whatever. I don't remember exactly what it was. And you find out that he was Green Beret, I believe, which is why he can do all the things that he can do and why he's such a why he's your typical Robert De Niro level of badass.
all right.
Yeah, solid movie, fun. That's that one.
All right. So Jordan, the next one that I want you to try, I feel like I'm gonna make this easier for you. I'm gonna make this easy for you. But the condition is you have to describe the whole plot, because in order for people to get the bit, once I say the name, you're gonna know what I mean. You have to describe the whole plot. Remember me. Now, Jordan, which one was Remember Me? I'm challenging you. This one might be tough.
That's the one with Robert Pattinson, where he has a dick of a dad, or at least you think he's a dick of a dad.
Played by Pierce Brosnan doing the worst American accent you've ever heard.
Yeah, you're gonna have to help me with some of the actual names of actors because I'm bad with that. And then there's there's a girl in the beginning who is at a train station with her mother, and then the mother gets mugged, and then the train station door opens, and arbitrarily and for no reason, this mugger decides to shoot the mom in the head.
I don't know how.
Thus bringing more attention to which now that I know the plot of the movie, I can maybe take it because it felt personal.
It
felt
feel
weird,
personal, right?
It felt weirdly personal, which makes sense to a degree when you find out that the husband of that wife is a police officer.
I guess maybe it's supposed to.
So,
but
like,
it does not read
maybe
that way,
maybe it's supposed to be like
back.
that person knew who the wife was and knew, like, it might be that, but it doesn't really
I would describe
empirically
the scene as
say it.
Almost comedically tragic. Like, it's so over the top that you're like,
it's there,
almost funny.
Yeah, it's there just to make the daughter traumatized.
And then
basically,
what happens after she dies? It switches over to Robert Pattinson.
switches over to Robert
And he becomes
Pattinson.
the main character for a while.
He becomes the main character, and then he gets into an altercation with the police officer.
Where you find out this is why he became Batman.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get now because he beats up a bunch of thugs like Batman.
Yeah. But except then the police officer is like being a dick, and he's gonna let Robert Pattinson go, but he wants to like harass these two people who had nothing to do with it, who I think are Robert Pattinson's friends, if I remember correctly.
Yes, I believe so.
And then Robert Pattinson is all like, whoa, and then tries to stop him, and then he throws him against the hood, and he arrests him. So now those two got beef, and then we jump. I'm going off of memory here, so you'll have to forgive me. We jump to a point where, meanwhile, we've seen that Robert Pattinson has a younger sister who is like the only member of his family that he likes.
Yep, and she's
appears to like.
She is a artist.
Yes, she is.
Prodigy. She's an artist. She's a prodigy. That's what
art prodigy. Yeah. So then in college, in his class or something, we have Belle from Once Upon a Time.
Belle from Once Upon a Time. Yep, that's correct.
Who is the daughter of the police chief or police member, guy, officer, that's the word I'm looking for, who was a dick to Robert Pattinson. And so Robert Pattinson's friend is all like, hey, you should go talk to her and introduce yourself and seduce her because her dad's a dick.
Pretty much.
And then Robert Pattinson actually falls in love with Belle from Once Upon a Time and they're kind of cute and they're kind of adorable until later on we find out that the dad finds out that they've been coupling up, and he's like, "Oh, are you gonna tell her, or are you gonna leave it to me like a coward?" And then Robert Pattinson does tell her, and she's understandably a little bit pissed.
A little bit.
And then Robert Pattinson's asshole friend, who talked him into doing it in the first place, goes to her and is all like, "He's actually a halfway decent dude. Sorry." I don't usually do the whole apology thing, but sorry. Meanwhile, Robert Pattinson has had this whole like confrontation with his dad where he's like, hey man, maybe if you were a more attentive father, my brother would still be alive. And the dad is all like, fuck you, get the fuck out of here. And then like they try to fight.
And he doesn't show up to the daughter's art recital.
Yeah, and so Robert Pattinson is pissed.
He's pretty pissed
and then the dad starts like becoming an attentive father and goes to pick up the daughter and is all like, oh, meanwhile Belle and Robert Pattinson have reconnected and are good again. And then dad is like, I'm gonna pick up the daughter, wait for me in my office. And we're at the school and we see it's actually September 11th.
No, you missed the best part. She's writing on the chalkboard in the classroom and like it's a regular school day, and then the camera just pans
up
and
shows that it's the
chalkboard
date.
says it's September 11th, 2001,
and then
it comes completely out of nowhere.
And you're like, oh damn, what the fuck? And then he's in his dad's office waiting, looking out the window as it slowly zooms out, and you see that it's the World Trade Center. And you're like, and
he died in 9/11.
And I just
okay.
I felt awful. I felt awful. Hold on. We'll pull back the curtain. I knew that was because we did this yesterday, right?
We obviously did this yesterday, so Jordan heard the twist yesterday.
I knew that was coming. But even just knowing that it's coming and like expecting it, just how they show it, it just
completely out of, that's what's so funny is so yesterday when we did this, you guys can go listen to my half of this, but
hold on real quick. So it pulls back and it shows the Trade Center building and like you shouldn't laugh because obviously it's this horrendous tragedy. It's
not
not
funny, but it
funny. It's not funny, but the way they do it just comes so out of
It comes
nowhere.
so out
Like
of
you're
left
just
field.
not expecting it in any way.
No, no,
It's
you're
just
not.
like I'm sorry, what? Like what?
Like so,
I
yeah.
just
So I told Jordan yesterday, and Jordan's like Jordan. The entire time I'm telling him this again, you could go watch his expressions. You won't be able to hear what he says. But you can watch his
and no, in
expressions.
fact, Justin, what you should do is because you don't need the audio for it,
What?
Editor Justin should cut in my original reaction
I'll see if I'll see what I can do. But
because you can at least see my facial expression of like, what?
Jordan's like surely in context this can't be as random because a lot of times when I'm describing a thing to Jordan, you can't get every single detail, especially when you're doing 8 other things. So like you're just not going to remember everything, and it's hard to really articulate how random it is. And Jordan went, surely in context, this must make sense. And I did the same thing because I knew that twist going into it. I knew that Robert Pattinson dies in 9/11. Like I knew that was a thing. But it comes the only bit of foreshadowing for it. There's one bit of foreshadowing, and there's 2 scenes where they go to watch movies, and the second scene they're watching American Pie 2. And
there's one more bit that of foreshadowing which I noticed. There is when he's in class, they're talking about terrorism.
Oh, okay. Okay, interesting. Because, yeah, there's the one scene where they're watching American Pie 2, which came out, and I looked it up, but I don't remember what the date is, but it's something like August 2001. Like, it was, like, right before September 11th. So the only way you would know that is if you knew that American Pie came out in 2001. Which, like, when I watched it, I was like, okay, yeah, so that came out, this movie clearly came out in 2001. But, like, it came out, like a month before. But, yeah, it truly comes completely out of left field.
It really does. Like there's that one scene.
It might be one of the worst twists I've ever seen,
or the best twists.
I guess yeah, maybe if you want a good twist to be a out of nowhere rug pull, then sure, I guess.
There's one scene where he's sitting in the lecture. And I don't remember exactly what it is, but there's some mention of like,
but you only noticed
like,
that because you knew.
No, that's my point though, is that I knew, like, I was looking for things,
but
right?
Also, maybe that is the mark of a good twist because when you watch it like the second time,
you have no idea.
The second time you now know, and you now are picking up on all that, I guess, incredibly subtle foreshadowing, but it has nothing to do with the rest of the movie. The movie,
not really.
It's resolved. Like he's reconciled with the dad. The family is getting back together. He's reconciled with the girl. It's one of the most cheap gut checks you could possibly do.
Arguably the only person he hasn't really resolved with is the girlfriend's dad. Arguably, but like you know.
Also, like her shit with her mom dying, they never deal with. Like it becomes a movie about him pretty immediately. It's very strange.
And I will say, the one, like, I felt really, really bad when the sister comes out of school and she's looking around for the brother, and you see the horrified look on her. Like that was genuinely upsetting.
I mean, yeah, but it's cheap and it's
it's cheap as hell. But it was upsetting.
Like, yeah.
So yeah, that's that one.
It's funny because the only way you could possibly make people understand how random it is you have to tell them the entire boring plot of that movie in order for you to truly understand.
To get to that,
out of the fucking blue it is. Because if I just said to you, Robert Pattinson dies in 9/11, and I didn't tell you all the
it gives you a very different context, or a very different idea of why that movie would be.
Weird twist, yeah, exactly. Okay.
No. If you literally, like, if you said, in this movie, Robert Pattinson dies in 9/11, and that's the only thing that you said, it would connotate a very different movie than what you get.
Exactly. That is Remember Me. Jordan, give me one.
All right. Okay. So this one you're gonna give one about Zach and Miri make a porno. 10 words. Let's go. This one it should be pretty easy. You might not even need 10 words.
I mean, Zach and Miri make a porno.
Zach and Miri make a porno because
They need rent. I have one word left over.
there you go, 9 words.
The title pretty much tells you exactly
What's this movie
what
is.
this movie is. Yeah. Okay.
Um,
This one is always gonna be a beloved favorite of mine. I mean, yeah. Number
it's a
one,
Kevin Smith one.
I love Kevin Smith, but number two, it's the movie that effectively destroyed his career. That's not why I love it. No, it's always gonna hold a soft spot in my heart.
No, that's why I love it, is because it did.
It's gonna always hold a soft spot in my heart because of the time I watched it with a friend, and it was a really I don't know why they insisted we watch this, but boy,
Same friend the same friend that took you, for reference, same friend that took you to all those snooty art house films.
Yeah. It was about the moment where he's filming it,
Where they make
out,
tender love.
where it was like, can you believe this shit? That line, that was about the moment where she realized it was a mistake. I mean, again, there's so many lines. I love it. It's one of those movies I quote all the time. Huck it, chuck it, football is always going to be one of my favorite. Huck it, chuck it, football.
Oh,
I think I stand by. I think it's probably my favorite Jason Mewes role. Look, I love Jay and Silent Bob. Don't get me wrong. I love them. I love Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Don't care so much for Reboot, but I generally like those characters. But he has some really funny lines in this that are a bit more straight, that just work. Like it feels like he's an actual character. He's not just
this one. He feels like a person, and I think part of why I like him in this one too is because
Double Dutch rudder.
Unlike in when he's Jay, he's more earnest in this.
Yeah, I think that's maybe what it is. Yeah.
And more likable too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I completely agree. Way more likable. I like the fact. The thing I like about his character in this is you think he's that guy, and the joke is that he's not that guy. That's the joke.
Yeah. You think that he's gonna try and steal Mary or sleep with Mary or whatever, and he's just a decent dude with a huge dick.
He likes to be naked. He enjoys.
That's just his thing, baby.
It's just his thing. It's hey, no disrespect. Some people just like to be nude.
But yeah, no, this one's fun. This one's a lot of fun.
It's not my favorite Kevin Smith movie. I mean, that's always gonna be Clerks 2, but it's definitely up
there. I think Clerks 2 is probably my favorite.
What should we do next, Jordan? Which one should we do next? Let's do Larger Than Life. What was Larger Than Life?
Larger Than Life. Okay, give me a hint. Which actor was in it?
This was Bill Murray.
Bill Murray. Larger Than Life. Oh my god, this is terrible. My memory is terrible.
We just did this
yesterday.
Well,
I mean, to be fair, I often fade in and out while you talk. That was the one where nope, it's gone. It's just gone.
Okay, I'll do the bit.
Give me two
elephant.
Three elephant. Right, okay. So that's the one where his lawyer or his dad's lawyer is all like, "Hey bitch, your dad had this elephant and he's forcing you to take it. I need, what was it, $15,000 to cover my fees for giving you this elephant."
Pretty much, yeah.
Which I still say $15,000 for an elephant feels too cheap, even in 1995
it wasn't for the elephant. It was
money.
The dad left him. The dad was in the circus, and the dad left him an elephant.
Right.
The lawyer was charging him lawyer's fees. The lawyer's fees.
Yeah, but wasn't he selling the elephant for that much?
He was attempting to sell it and attempting to get that much, and he couldn't find anyone to take it. And he eventually discovers there
was a bad person who wanted it and a good person who wanted it, and the bad person was going to give him more.
Yes. As is the tradition with movies like this.
Basically, this movie is kind of like MVP, but with an elephant.
A little, kind of, sort of. I mean, it's it's a very basic road trip movie where honestly it reminded me of I made this joke yesterday, but I'm gonna make it again. It made me think of there's YouTube or TikTok or whatever where he's got like almost like Mad Libs style. It's not pitch meetings, but it's another guy where he's like an executive on cocaine.
Yeah, I
Like,
think you've shown me his stuff.
where he's
Yeah.
like, okay, George, give me an actor, give me an actor, give me an actor. Give me an actor.
Bill Murray. Bill Murray.
Give me a large African animal. Give me a large African animal.
Yeah, an elephant. It's an elephant.
What are they doing,
African
George?
elephant.
What are they doing? What are they doing? What are they doing?
He needs to travel across the country.
Boom. Okay, here we go. Bill Murray. He gets an elephant from his dad. He needs to get across the country to get money to afford the elephant. That's what it felt like.
To pay the lawyer. The lawyer. He's paying
Or
the
as
lawyer.
Jordan put it felt like someone went against a wall and just put Bill Murray's popular. And what is he traveling with? An elephant. All right, and it's one of those movies.
And they had like dozens of things on the wall, and they just threw darts at it
One
and
was
picked.
a rhino, another one was a hippo.
Yeah.
That's what.
And it happened to land on elephant.
Like it just feels like a jumble of and like.
Or like you had a Wheel of Fortune or a wheel, and
I started my week with this, and it was like this is the point where I started to be like, do I actually like Bill Murray, or did I just
have I been lied to?
or did I just convince myself I did because I just don't care much for him. This is not the one where I got frustrated and I went, what the fuck? I don't get his cultural like how come people found him charming and attractive and funny? I don't get it.
And likable.
I don't understand. Okay, that's Joe. That's it. That's larger than life.
All right.
Next.
So, okay. I feel like I need to make an addendum after the fiasco of the last movie. You can't just say the name of the movie.
I mean, I'm absolutely just gonna say the name of the movie.
You cannot just say the name of the movie.
I think it's funny. I think it's funny.
Bad. Or at least if you use the name of the movie, you have to give the explanation of why what's happening in the movie is happening.
I'm gonna
all right. The next movie is
Flounder, and then
the next movie is Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates.
Oh, I mean, again, this is another one where it's just in the title. It's about two guys.
Two guys
need wedding dates.
Need wedding dates.
Cause crazy. And 3 words left. Boom, nailed it.
Yeah, I'll give you a C on that.
Nailed it.
You could have gone in more detail. You had extra words.
Nailed it. I nailed it in 7. Yes.
Cause crazy when stag would have been better.
Stag. Yes, it's about two guys who their sister is getting married and they need to get wedding dates.
Justin, for our Canadian people, who is their sister?
Their sister is Sugar from YTV. And boy howdy.
And Justin, what do you see of Sugar from YTV?
Everything. All of it.
Yeah. Including Crazy Bush.
So much of it. Just
Crazy Bush, Justin.
Just all of it. And like my inner 10-year-old, 12-year-old, 13-year-old.
Well, it was very happy.
It was pretty happy because not that I've ever thought about that, but now I've seen it.
Oops.
I love this movie because it was a kind of I thought it was hilarious the first time I saw it. I very much went, why is this not a franchise? Like, I think it's not a franchise because I don't think it did very well, but like I would watch Mike and Dave go to Europe. I'd watch Mike and Dave like go to the family reunion. I'd watch Mike and Dave get into all kinds of shenanigans. Like this one was
absolutely I would.
This one it felt a lot like
if to me this one is kind of like yes, you're right, it doesn't look like it financially did very well. But this one it feels like it was meant to be like a trilogy.
Yeah.
And like the second one, it feels like the second one should have been Mike and or Dave. One of them is the one that's getting married.
Yeah.
Probably Mike, because Mike feels like the more responsible of the two, and then Dave shows up with Aubrey Plaza because they're still together, and now they're the ones that fuck everything up.
That would be kind of fun.
And it's like Mike is trying to have his wedding be successful and keep his bride happy, and Dave is classically being Dave and fucking things up.
Mike and Dave get married. That'd also be kind of a funny. Jordan, is that it?
Well, you're right. to wrap up, you're right. That would be even better. Where it's like Mike is Mike is the one that's planning on getting married, but then because Dave has to do everything that Mike is also doing, he decides that he wants to have it on the same day, and the insanity ensues.
And insanity
That's all.
ensues. Which one? Which one? Which one? You know what? I think this is gonna be funny. Jordan, tell me what happens in Twilight New Moon, based only on what I told you.
Oh, okay. Well,
I think this might be its own video. Jordan explains Twilight New Moon.
Jordan has never seen Twilight New Moon. Uh, so okay. Edward's a fucking creep who likes high school girls, and he tells his high school girlfriend that they can't be together anymore because him and his family have been found out, or vampires are people are starting to suspect that they're vampires. And so he's like, I have to go away now. You and I can never be together, high school girl. And she's all like, but I want to be with you, vampire. You sparkle in the sunshine, and I love you. Also, there's a person who says that he's a werewolf, but he's not actually a werewolf because he doesn't turn into a werewolf. He's more like an animagus from Harry Potter because he just turns into an animal. And I don't remember if you tell me how he really plays into things, but I know that there was this whole Team Jacob, Team Ed thing. So clearly they're both vying for her. Maybe that's the third one, but they're clearly vying for Bella's love in some way. And
Initially, and then Jacob becomes a wolf boy, and he's like, I can't be with you anymore. And she's all like, but you're the one thing in my life that's constant. And there's a bunch of dialogue that's shit.
and then
It's
I
Twilight.
think there's talk about Bella becoming a vampire.
Yes, because she knows too much. The Vatican of vampires determines that she
That
must become,
she has to be
the options are become a
changed.
vampire or die.
Yeah, and obviously death is not preferable.
Death is not preferable. And like, look,
And
man, I'm not here to make fun of Twilight. It's
I am.
Twilight. But there's a scene where no, it's more just there's no point in making fun of Twilight. Everyone's already made fun of Twilight to death.
10 years ago.
But
Yeah, you're
like,
right.
there's a scene where she's in her bedroom and he shows up, Jacob, and he's like, I'm coming up. And he does a series of parkour moves up into her bedroom, and she has no reaction to it. She's like, oh. Like, no reaction to it whatsoever. And you're like, oh, Jordan made the point. He was like, well, maybe that's because she's just used to out-of-pocket shit like that.
You know, she's been
Because-
dating Ed for like what?
Because she's been
A
hanging
couple
around
years now?
vampires. No, like a year.
A year? Okay, well still,
I think.
she's had a year of vampire shit doing
vampire shit.
vampire.
But like,
So,
number one,
used to it.
She's not used to him doing that. From her perspective, he's a regular guy who's just now capable of doing physically inhuman shit. But number two, and this is the important part.
Have you ever considered that she's just so shocked that she
When-
just can't react?
When she leaves, he goes to jump out of the window that he just jumped in, and she's like, "No, Jacob,
No.
no! Don't jump in that window!" And she acts shocked then. So I guess her shock was just delayed.
It was
I guess.
delayed. It was just delayed, you know?
I
It
guess
just
it was just delayed. I don't. But yeah, it's Twilight. The other thing that's different is this is now directed by a different director. So all of the characters actually look like they have human skin instead of being like weird and pale like they were in the first one.
hasty.
They have like actual regular person.
But
skin
do they still sparkle in the sunshine?
Yes, they do. That's the bit at the end where
Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle.
Look, yeah, sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. It's a bit at the end where Edward thinks that Bella is died because Edward can read people's minds, but he can't read Bella's mind. That's what makes her special. And so Alice has a vision of her jumping off of a cliff, but she didn't actually jump off a cliff. She was just cliff diving. And so Edward thinks that Bella killed herself, and so he goes to the Vatican, Vampire Vatican, and is like, kill me. And they're all like, nah. He's like, come on. He's like, nah. He's like, fine then. I'm just going to go out to public and take my shirt off. And they're like, don't do that. If you do that, we'll have to kill you. And then he goes to take
And
his
he's
shirt
like,
off.
that's exactly what I want.
And then Bella's like, oh no, I don't want you to kill yourself, Edward. And she jumps in front of him and prevents him from doing it. And then that's where the vampires are like, oh. If you don't turn to a vampire, we'll kill you. That's Twilight.
Okay. All right. How did I do?
You know, right?
All right. All right. Okay. Now this one might be harder. Pineapple Express. 10 words.
Ugh. When are you gonna give me the ones that I actually watched?
Um, those are at the end.
God damn it. Okay. 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 Gonna have to start rapid firing through these because I'm getting to the point where I'm like,
Oh, I mean, I can just jump to those if you want.
no, I don't know. I'm just like, do I want to do the whole list? Ah, fuck it, we'll do the whole list. We're only at an hour 45.
We just don't have to do like huge plot explanations for all of mine.
Yeah, yeah. What is this one?
Pineapple Express.
Seth Rogen. And
No, that's one word. We'll do one word. Okay.
and Dave Franco. James Franco. Get high and get in big trouble.
I don't know. Okay.
What happened?
That's kind of a
What
loose.
happened? Seth Rogen
I mean, okay, yeah, okay, yeah. Witnesses murder. People find the strain that he had been smoking, lead it back to Franco, and then craziness ensues. That's Pineapple Express. You've all seen Pineapple Express. Where we got to start rapid firing through these. It's a stoner comedy. It's good. It's fun. It's enjoyable. You probably have all seen it before. It's been around since 2008.
I mean, James Franco got canceled, so you can't enjoy it anymore. We don't think, what's his tits is funny. Oh, what's his?
Oh yeah, the Danny McBride.
Thank you. We don't like Danny McBride. We don't think he's funny.
I have yet to see a thing that I found him in that I think is funny.
Determined to find a thing that I like him in, but I've yet to find it. Yeah,
That's
me,
Pineapple.
It's yeah, like I said before, it's a situation that I've never been in, so I don't really find relatable. But I guess Jordan pointed out yesterday that theoretically, I suppose
Coworkers or
you can have
something.
a coworker who thinks that you're friends when you're not friends. But yeah, that specific instance of having to hang out with your drug dealer, never gone through it.
No, me neither. Well, yes, kind of, but not in that context. I'll explain that joke to you after.
Jordan, why don't you tell me about Osmosis Jones?
Okay, we can do this one fast. Bill Murray is a sick man who likes to eat things that monkeys have eaten.
Oh god, that's the most disgusting bit in this movie. Is when he eats the egg at the beginning of the movie, and he eats it's been in the friggin' chimpanzee's mouth, the monkey's mouth.
Yeah, but you're also talking about a man who eats disgusting shellfish from a sixth graders science experiment. Like, my man is not competent, and it's no wonder he's not like that. He's sick. It's a wonder he's alive.
It's a wonder he's lived as long as he has, because he eats tainted oysters he eats oysters at a science fair, like in which the experiment is that they are intentionally tainted, and then he vomits all over the teacher, and you're like.
And so the story follows the white blood cell Chris Rock as he is trying to stop the viral infection that comes from the egg that had the chimpanzee eating it as well. And it's like, no wonder you have a serious infection. And spoiler alert, things work out well. It's a children's movie.
It's a children's movie. They stop Thrax and they beat him, and he doesn't actually kill Frank. And his whole thing is he wants to kill Frank in 48 hours because he wants to be in a medical textbook. He wants to be famous. He's played by Lawrence Fishburne in a performance.
It's such a good performance.
Really good. He's legit scary. The design of the character is scary. I love the concept of
anthropomorphized
parts of your body that aren't anthropomorphic. I like that. It makes you go like, wait, how does this, like, but it's the kind of Bill Murray character where you're like, I don't understand. You're gross and disgusting, and your friend is gross and disgusting. How do you
have a daughter?
How do you have a daughter? What? And there's a bit early on where the bit where
No,
she
which to be fair, no, that's not fair. The question shouldn't be how do you have a daughter. It's how do you have a daughter with a wife that loved you and cared about you? Because
yeah.
he could have had a daughter with a one night stand. That
You're
okay,
a
maybe,
slob. I
but
don't get like there's a
like you're
bit.
disgusting.
There's this thing with Bill Murray where like they act like he's charming and handsome and funny, and he's like there's a bit early on where like Molly Shannon won't stop flirting with him, and you're like, I don't get it. Like even in the good part of the story, he's still gross. Like I
Yeah,
don't
like
get it.
if they had a part where he was like not himself and was good and charming or whatever, then like okay, like if I guess if we had seen him when his wife was alive,
But it would
and
be weird,
he was like a completely different character,
right?
like
I don't.
he was like way more fit, and then like we cut to it's like 5 years later, and he's the Bill Murray that we see in the movie, and he's gross and disgusting, and the idea is he became that way because the wife passed away. Then okay, sure, maybe, but like yeah, he's just always gross, and it makes
Right?
it unbelievable that he would have gotten a wife.
Like if you're gross enough to eat tainted oysters at your child's science fair, like I don't know how, I don't understand how that's the he hasn't fallen yet moment. Like
Yeah,
how do you
that's
work
the
your way
he's
through
about to
life?
fall moment. Like
Right?
why would you think that's a good idea?
What reasonable, sensible person would think that's a good idea? I don't know. Was the William Shatner? Because William Shatner plays the mayor and he's short, and I just think that's funny because William Shatner is insecure about his height. But like, was he running it at that point? Like, I don't.
I just don't get it.
Because like, one of the things I like about that movie though is I like the fact that the cells in the body they're frank, but also they act independently. So like there's a point where you have the cells cleaning up the pieces of the egg, and like yeah we need to start eating more healthy. And I just thought that was
Yeah,
interesting. The
yeah.
symbiosis between the cells and Frank, how Frank is both where they live and they are Frank. It's just that's such a the movie doesn't really explore that really all that well. Like I will agree, there are a lot of reviews were like, yeah, the animation is tight and fun and interesting and super fast paced and super well done, and the voice acting is really
Mhm.
solid and the animation is really good. And the live action bits are directed by the Farley brothers and suck. Not that they suck, they're just they slow down the movie. You're like, okay, come
They
on,
pull you out of the story.
let's get back to Osmosis Jones, the guy the movie's named after. Come on, come on.
Like I know we're inside the guy, but we don't need to see a lot of the guy.
Right?
Doesn't he doesn't really add it. Like if they had it where like one of the like if they I think it would have pulled me out of the story less if Osmosis Jones was voiced by Bill Murray.
Yes, that I don't disagree with. Yes, I think maybe the mayor also. I think a couple of his like his
Like a couple
grandson
of
should.
if a couple of the people inside the body, but in particular for me, Osmosis Jones, the main character.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If he had been Bill Murray, then it would be less distracting when we pull out and it's Bill Murray.
True, true. I mean, this movie definitely walked, so Inside Out could run.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
Um,
Osmosis Jones. Unless you have anything else you want to say about Osmosis Jones.
no, I was gonna say, do you want to jump ahead to the last two things? I have five.
What do
I'm
you have
good either
left?
way.
What do you have
I have
left?
five left. I have Baywatch. I have the Green Hornet. I have Neighbors, and then the two that you watched.
Let's cut Neighbors and let's cut Baywatch. And I will cut The Devil All the Time. I think. I'll cut The Devil All the Time and St. Vincent. Because that gives us two each left, right?
Oh, that gives me three left.
Three?
Green Hornet, Extremely Wicked, and American Pickle.
Okay. Cut Green Hornet.
So you do only want to do the last two.
No,
That's
we'll,
cool.
we'll keep. No, see, I lied. We'll keep Green Hornet, and then I'll keep The Devil All the Time because I think that.
And that gives us three left each.
Or no. Actually, we'll do We'll do four. We'll do four each. Four more, and we'll cut one. Because I don't have anything to say about Stripes. and I want to talk about Saint Vincent. And I think it'll be funny to have you describe Devil All the Time. Four each, and then that'll put us over 2 hours. Yeah. That'll put us at 2.5 hours, which is close to the 3 hours we had. Because I'm starting to fade.
I know, me too.
I'm like, I think I have enough content for the videos I need at this point. But I want to talk about the 2 I watched. Dropping the pretenses of the bit.
I mean, like I said, then at that point we can just jump to those two.
No. Give me. We'll do Baywatch. We'll do Baywatch.
And Green Hornet.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
So 4. Okay, 4 left. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're cutting 1.
We're cutting 1. Yeah, we're cutting 1.
Okay. Okay. So Baywatch. 10 words.
Zac Efron.
Zac Efron. That's 1 word.
Is barely in this movie. It's more rock movie.
No, I don't know. That's not true. He's in it quite a bit.
Isn't the main character The Rock though?
No, not really. It is both. This movie had when you look at the poster, this movie, the 2 names that are on it are Dwayne Johnson and Zac Efron.
No,
so
yeah, this is.
I would say it's sort of they share.
I like this movie. I do. I like this movie, but it is. It's kind of like It's more like, it's not really a remake of Baywatch, or it's not an adaptation of Baywatch the show. Not really. It takes place in that universe because Pam Anderson and David Hasselhoff show up in it. But it's more akin to, and I'm pretty sure it's made by the same people, but it's more akin to that 21 Jump Street movie with Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
It's more like
that. I would also
Baywatch than it is an adaptation of Baywatch.
I would also have taken that it is more like that live action Speed Racer.
That too. Yeah, that too.
Where it's more based on the thing than it is the actual thing.
Speed Racer, that is an adaptation. That is a straight adaptation. It's meant to be anyway. This is way more closer to that 21 Jump Street movie, or the Starsky and Hutch remake, or movie, or the Bewitched, where it's more about Baywatch than it is an adaptation of Baywatch. And yeah, this is the one that Zac Efron says he got unhealthily muscular for. And yeah, he's a little bit.
When you watch it, you can tell.
Yeah, he's like really dehydrated. He's worked like way too hard. Like, hey man, he looks good, but not healthy. No human body should look like.
Yeah, I argue that he doesn't look as good in this as he does in other ones because he looks unhealthy.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, so basically, Zac Efron is hired on by the person who owns the Baywatch area, whatever. He's like an Olympic, 2 times Olympic medal winner. He's the publicity hire, basically.
Guy gets his junk stuck in a bench.
And
that happens.
the whole joke is Dwayne Johnson and the rest of the lifeguard squad act as if they're like police members, police people, officers.
That's what they used to do on the show.
And so they make a lot of references to things that I'm guessing are episodes of the show. And they're trying to stop a drug bust stuff that's going on in their area, and it's just a real silly romp.
It's a romp.
It's a romp, Justin. Okay. Romp.
It's a romp.
It's a romper.
It's a romper. It's a romp. Logan Paul shows up at one point. There's a cameo with Logan Paul.
No, that got cut.
Did it?
Yep.
Oh.
It's not in the movie. He was supposed to be, but it got cut.
Oh. I thought his scene was actually in it. I guess not.
Nope. Huh. Nope. He was supposed to be in it, but it was cut.
Huh. Well, all right then. Jordan, that's Baywatch.
That is Baywatch.
Anything else to say about Baywatch? Just running in.
I don't think there's really anything to say about Baywatch. I mean, there's a lot of attractive people in bathing suits.
That is absolutely true. Jordan. What happened in The Devil All the Time? The Devil All of the Time.
That's a Bill Murray,
That was technically Robert Pattinson, but it was really more of an ensemble piece, and it was really more.
Robert Pattinson. Oh yeah, that's the one with where you said that Tom, not Hiddleston. Spider-Man. Spider-Man is in that one.
Tom Holland.
That's it.
Yep, that's the one.
And
This one was kind of complex, which is why it's going to be fun to watch you struggle.
Tom Holland is a bad person in that one, and he's trying to kill, or was it Edward was the bad person and is basically a Punisher. One of them is basically the Punisher and wants to go around killing and punishing criminals. That's what I remember of that movie.
I mean, kind of. The idea behind that one was
That's Justin. I have to be fair to myself here. You described 9 movies. You cannot expect me to remember every detail of every single one, plus the 9 movies that I
The
watched.
Devil All the Time. It was basically it's multiple characters. It's like more of an ensemble piece, and it's an interwoven narrative between all of these characters. So there's Tom Holland, there's Tom Holland's dad. And then there's this couple, a photographer and an actress, and then there's Tom Holland's adoptive sister and her stepsister and her family. So the movie begins with Tom Holland's dad and Tom Holland's mom. They are deeply religious, incredibly religious people, and his mom gets cancer, and his dad thinks the only way to cure his cancer is by God. God is the only one that can cure his cancer, so he needs to pray really, really hard to God. And so he starts off by praying really, really hard, and it's not curing the wife. So then he gets the young Tom Holland, who isn't played by Tom Holland yet, to pray really, really loudly, and then that doesn't work. And then the dad kills Tom Holland's dog, and crucifies and sacrifices the dog to God, in the hopes that that God will cure his wife's cancer. And apparently, according to the Wikipedia article, in the book, he because this is based on a book, he kills several more animals and puts them on this shrine. So the shrine just absolutely stinks. And then when the wife dies, he kills himself. And Tom Holland goes to live with his grandma and his uncle. The other narrative is the Tom Holland's sister's mom, marries a insane preacher who pours poisonous spiders onto his face in order to prove that God will protect him at all times. And when he does this, he pours the spiders onto his face, and I'm impressed I remember this. The spider stings him and drives him crazy and makes him think that he can bring people back from the dead, basically. And so he, in his deluded, like, neurotoxin-addled mind, thinks that he can bring his wife. So he, in the book, it says that his friend tricks him into doing it, but in the movie, it just kind of seems like he comes to the idea on his own. But he takes the wife out to the woods and then stabs her in the throat with a screwdriver. And,
As one does.
As one does. And there's another couple that's introduced early in the movie. They meet each other, and they're described as a photographer and his muse. And so he kills the wife and goes to, like, run away. And he's like, they'll understand that God told me to do this. And his friend's like, basically, I'm paraphrasing, but it's like, dude, if you say that you heard voices and then stabbed your wife in the throat, they're gonna put you in an insane asylum because you sound insane. And so he gets picked up and killed by the couple who are introduced earlier in the movie, who, it turns out, big time spoiler, are serial killers. Their MO, a modus operandi, as it were, is to pick up men and
Kill them.
Have them have sex with his wife, and then he takes pictures of them and then kills them and takes pictures of the various dismembered body parts.
And then that's when Tom Holland goes insane and starts punishing people.
Not yet. When he initially starts punishing people, there's these really scummy, like kids who are around the age of his sister, and they pick on his sister and attempt to assault her. So he shows up at their place because there's a bit earlier where they're praying, and there's guys who like drive past them or whatever, and they're like, oh, we're gonna go visit your wife and take care of your wife, and just say really vulgar things. So he shows up later at their place and beats the shit out of them. So the same thing happens with Tom Holland and the sister, and he shows up at this place and he beats the shit out of them. And the scene is actually kind of well shot. Like it's like I would totally watch a movie where like Tom Holland is vigilante justicing his way through like criminals. Like I think that'd be kind of a fun movie.
Like a John Wick.
Yeah, like a John Wick, exactly. Yeah. And so the Tom Holland's sister becomes attached to this evil priest who's like really, he's got like a southern charm to him, and he's got like that really like
a Christoph Waltz kind of charm.
Kinda, he's got like that silver tongue, can talk you into anything. Played by Robert Pattinson, and he slowly grooms the sister into going into his car and doing the things
and stuff.
The Wikipedia article says it's not consensual, but the movie paints it as being consensual. But I guess the idea is she's supposed to be like a minor, so I guess that
She can't consent.
Makes it non-consensual. Yeah. And so yeah, so it cuts to like it shows him in the car with her, and then it cuts to later, and she is basically telling him that she's pregnant, and he's like, "You got to get rid of it." Like knowing, like you got to get rid of it.
And he's like, "The fuck you are."
And no, he's like to her, they can't find out that you're pregnant or that it's mine. And even if you said that it was mine, who are they going to believe? The priest or, well, I don't think he calls her a whore, but it basically implies that. And she, in a pit of despair and like shame, goes to hang herself. And she decides last minute that she doesn't want to do it, but then trips and knocks the chair out and accidentally does it anyway. And Tom Holland
goes crazy.
Well, he somehow works out that it's the priest that did it, and so he starts following the priest around, and it's all these gross and uncomfortable, like, and to the movie's credit, it does this really well of like when he's a priest and he's respectable, he's like presented and he looks like a decent guy, but then when it's showing him do this reprehensible stuff with these women.
He looks disgusting.
He looks disgusting. He's got like this fat gut. He just looks awful. And yeah, eventually Tom Holland confronts him and accidentally kills him, ends up killing him, and runs away, and runs into the serial killer couple. And he works out that they're serial killers and they're about to kill him. They're trying to seduce him into sleeping with the wife, and they're about to kill him. And he shoots the guy. And then the guy over the course of the movie, the serial killer couple, they become like angry at each other and start yelling and arguing and whatnot. She's kind of having second thoughts. She doesn't want to be doing this anymore. And so he gets paranoid and thinks that she's going to attack him. And so he gives her a gun, but fills it with blanks. So Tom Holland is holding her at gunpoint and is like, don't do this, basically. If you shoot me, I'm going to shoot you. Don't do this. Neither of us want this. And she shoots first. And he shoots her and kills her. And you think that Tom Holland has gotten shot, and that's when they reveal that the bullets are blanks, and he's killed both of them. And her brother is Sebastian Stan, and he shows up, trying to figure out what's going on. He knows that the husband's a bad guy, but he doesn't know in which way. And he gets into a shootout with Tom Holland, and Tom Holland inevitably kills him. And the movie ends with him hitchhiking. And it's the kind of movie that, like, a great deal of it is dependent on the plot is dependent on a person hitchhiking, and it's like one of those like this would never happen because people don't hitchhike anymore.
No.
And the whole idea, they eventually discover the body of the priest, and they're like, oh, he killed the priest, he must be a bad guy. Like, well, no, the priest is actually a bad guy, like a really bad guy. So like maybe it isn't such a bad thing that Tom Holland took him out. And the idea is, I guess the idea thematically is supposed to be that, like, even though Tom Holland has killed all these people, is
he might have done the right thing.
Yeah, is the devil in him, or is the devil in the people who are respectable. Like the devil, I guess, is just always around. I guess is the idea, or metaphorically always around. I guess
the devil you know versus the devil you don't.
I don't know. But yeah, great performance from Tom Holland. He's like angry the whole time, and like I say, when he beats people up, it's really satisfying. That's the devil all the time. One more.
Oh, whoops! Sorry, I accidentally closed. Oh no! Wait. I did.
You have 3 more.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. Which one did I accidentally close?
We have not done American Pickle or the Ted Bundy one yet.
No, but there's one more that I haven't done. American Pickle, Extremely Wicked, Neighbors. Haven't done Neighbors. No, we cut Neighbors. It was Green Hornet.
Green Hornet.
I accidentally closed the Green Hornet.
Okay, I can do Green Hornet. Give me the 10.
Green Hornet 10.
Seth Rogen is a shit superhero with a badass Asian sidekick.
All right.
Yeah, Green Hornet. Look, man, I'm convinced I'm one of 3 people who likes this movie.
I like this movie.
You're the other person in the 3 people. I don't know who the third person is, but you're one of them.
I know who the third person is.
I remember I love, again, same friend. But I remember I went to watch this with them and they hated this movie. Hated it. And I know so many people who hate this movie. And like, I think it's funny that Seth Rogen like bulked up and like thinned up and got super thin and super healthy and super fit for this movie. And everybody hated it. They thought it was going to be a franchise. They thought it was going to be a whole thing. For those of you who don't know what the Green Hornet is Seth Rogen is the son of a newspaper magnate who dies, and Seth Rogen takes over it. But there's crime happening in the city, so Seth Rogen decides to use his resources to become a superhero, along with his guy who makes his cappuccinos,
his man in the chair,
his lattes, Kato, who does all the work for him.
Who is played by?
I don't know.
No, I'm stalling until I get to the part where I see his name.
He was in the original show based on Bruce Lee, but the entire concept of Green Hornet.
He's played by Jay Chow.
Yes, I don't know if he's in anything else that people would know, but yeah, the whole idea of Green Hornet is basically
Jay Chow. Jay Chow has been in. Just real quick, if I can get there fast. Has he been in anything really famous? I can't see. Yeah, this is becoming difficult. Here we go. Filmography. He's been in Green Hornet. Now You See Me Too.
No, okay. But yeah, the entire concept of Green Hornet is it's based on the story of Don Quixote.
Who?
Don Quixote?
I don't know who that is.
Really? You should. It's a well-known story. But it's basically an old man knight who is useless, and his sidekick Sancho Panza does all the work. Basically.
Oh, like a drunken master.
Kind of. I'm overgeneralizing, but that's the basic idea.
Yeah, no, I like this movie. This movie's fun. It's fun getting to pretend that Seth Rogen would be a superhero.
I think that was a big thing for people. People had trouble accepting the notion that he was like he looked believable in the action sequences because he just didn't.
He just didn't.
Also, to my not knowing anything about Green Hornet, to my knowledge, he does a very bad Green Hornet. Like, he's nothing like the Green Hornet from the original show. To my knowledge, this is way more based on there's a run of comics that Kevin Smith did that were apparently quite good.
Yeah, I think this is based on those.
This is more based on those than it is the original Green Hornet show.
But yeah, you got
the is great in this. He's so funny.
And at first, the character that Christoph Waltz plays at one point, they had considered Nicolas Cage being that role, which I just don't think it would have been as good. I just
don't think it would have.
It would have been different, also, like very different.
Just so you know, camera's cutting off like half of your face. There, there you go. Yeah, I agree.
But
I don't think it would be as good. I don't think.
I don't know that it would have been as good. It would have been very different. I
Totally.
think I think he would have just ended up feeling Nicolas Cage would have just ended up feeling like
Castor Troy,
of who?
the guy from Face Off.
Oh, I was gonna say he would have felt like a villain version of Hit Dad from
Oh yeah,
Kick-Ass.
yeah, probably. Yeah, it's probably also true.
But because I feel like that's what he kind of wanted to be more like,
True.
was like that.
True. I think he's a great character because he's not serious, but he's trying to be, and that's what makes him funny.
He wants to be like scary and like
He's not. That's what makes him
seen
funny.
as more threatening, and he's just not.
He's just
He's
not.
like, I even have this gun, like this custom gun, which has the double barrels and and they still don't think I'm scary. Like, what do I have to do? Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't get it.
That's so good. So good. So good.
But that very famous accent that he has, which makes it even funnier.
Jordan.
That's the Green Hornet.
Let's do Jordan. My second. Let's do the second to last one. What was the movie Saint Vincent about? This was my last movie I did of the day yesterday.
Uh, Saint Vincent. Was this Bill Murray?
This was Bill Murray.
Saint Vincent. Maybe if I keep saying the name, something will come to my mind.
He was
Saint
It's
Vincent.
old Bill Murray.
Right. This is basically that Clint Eastwood one where he becomes friend with Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah.
McCartney.
McCarthy. Yeah.
And he's terrible until he learns that he has to not be terrible,
Pretty
and
much.
then he becomes better.
Yep.
And also Melissa McCarthy is there.
I see. Well, this one has a distinction of he acts like an asshole, but he's not really an asshole kind of characters. Like he's embittered is the word I would use. He's older. He's been through a long life, and his wife has dementia and is living in a care home, and he goes and visits her once a week, where he does her laundry and pretends to be her doctor, and still goes and visits her. He is in a relationship with a Russian lady of the night, as they put it, who is pregnant, and the movie is unclear as to whether or not the child is his. There's quite a funny moment where Melissa McCarthy asks that to the kid, and the kid's like, "We don't talk about it. I don't ask questions. We don't talk about it." But it's kind of implied that it is his kid, because yeah, he's been and. Up until that point, Bill Murray had been the same in every single one of his movies I had watched. And this had the distinction of he wasn't. Like, he kind of disappears into this role a little bit where, like, I forgot he was Bill Murray. And that's the mark of a good performance, where you forget that the actor disappears into the role, and he absolutely does. Maybe that's because he does kind of a funny voice. He does a different kind of vocal affect, kind of a rough, kind of gravelly voice. But yeah, I saw a review which said that it gets too schmaltzy, but it's a movie about an older man who becomes friends with a young boy. It's kind of their whole deal. Like, movies like that are always schmaltzy. That'd be kind of like going to a superhero movie and being like, I liked it, until they started wearing entirely too much spandex.
Or going to a musical and being like, I was having a good time, but then they just started singing, and there was just too much singing.
They opened their mouth, and there was entirely too much singing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I won't lie. Like, there's at the end, the reason why it's called Saint Vincent is because the bulk of the movie takes place in a Catholic school for some reason. Melissa McCarthy insists on going to Catholic school. She's honestly the worst part of it. There's one scene where the kid Bill Murray teaches the kid, and it's always weird because assholes always teach kids this move in movies, but it's the one where you take your palm and you poof up into his nose, and if you do it right, you can break their nose. He does that to a kid, and like there's this kid who he moves to this new school, and this kid's just super aggro for like no real reason. He's just kind of an asshole to him for no reason, and he picks on him a bunch, and he steals his phone and wallet, and that's why Vincent has to babysit him. but he's the kind of kid character where he's probably too smart to be babysat, but he can't get into the house because he doesn't have the keys. Anyway, so yeah, Vincent teaches him how to fight back by doing that move to the kid. So he knocks the kid out. Like, he hits him in the nose, and the kid goes down instantly, like
a sack of potatoes.
Like a sack of potatoes. And him and the kid are friends throughout the rest of the movie because sometimes boys just need to work it out, you know.
Boys will be boys.
And there's a scene where Melissa McCarthy goes to talk to the two of the priests, his teacher and the principal, for lack of a better word. And she just starts to go into her sad backstory. But it's like, she's like, oh, her husband cheated on her with anyone he possibly could. And then she's just, I can't remember all of it. She has this big, long speech where she says a bunch of really weird and inappropriate things that you could tell that they just kind of told Melissa McCarthy to do her version of improv. And it just goes on forever. And it's not really funny. And it's like, it doesn't work for the character she's been playing, because the whole thing is she's been kind of the straight man the whole movie, and she's been normal, and that's what's made her character enjoyable. But the minute she becomes Melissa McCarthy and is doing unfunny shtick, it's not funny. It's just not. I don't think it is anyway. But anyway, the whole plot of the thing is that throughout the movie there's a subplot where the teacher is teaching them about saints and modern day saints, and there's a scene where it's a huge setup to be like, oh, okay, so they're going to call him a saint at the end of the movie. I get it. But they keep cutting back to this teacher teaching them about different saints or whatever. And so the big climax of the movie... Oh, I should also mention that about a midway through the movie-ish, yeah, a little bit over that, the Bill Murray character has a stroke just out of nowhere. Like, him and the boy are doing bad things because he's a bad guy. So, like, he's teaching him how to fight. He's taking him to the racetrack. And, like, to the kid's credit, the kid knows, like, what they're doing is wrong, but he just goes along with it anyway. And so, yeah, the Bill Murray character owes a bunch of money to the people who run the racetrack. So they show up at his place to ring him for money. And he starts to have a medical episode. And they're about to beat him up. And it's Terrence Howard, and he's like, look, man, I don't want to do this. He's like, just give me my money. Please don't make me do this.
Don't make me beat up an old man.
Right. He's like, I don't want to. Like, everyone he interacts with, like, he's an asshole, but they're all friendly with him. And as he's saying this, his goon's about to beat him up, and he starts to have a stroke. And he looks around and he's like, we're out of here. We're gone. Like, we're not doing this. And so, yeah, so then a bunch of the movie is him recovering from a stroke and, like, learning how to talk and learning how to walk. And for the rest of the movie, he's on a cane and talks with a slur. And so at the end of the movie, yeah, there's a big thing where they have this project where they're supposed to select a saint. And obviously the kid picks Vincent. And there's a big, long speech where he says Vincent's backstory and his life. And he's like, oh, just because you're a saint doesn't necessarily... A saint makes sacrifices and helps people. They don't have to be, like, a great person. And it's a real touching moment. And I won't lie to you. I was like, ooh, oh, I'm feeling something. This is awakening the spirit, like my spirit. I'm feeling something here. I'm feeling something for this movie. I think this might be my favorite Bill Murray movie this week. And in a week that contained Stripes, which we don't talk about here. Sorry, it's not I didn't like it very much. There, Stripes. I did Stripes. I really like this, and I would totally recommend this to people because it's schlocky and it's schmaltzy, but again, you wouldn't go in. I don't know why you wouldn't go into this movie expecting it to be schmaltzy.
Yeah.
That's the kind of movie it is. I had a good time. You should check it out. I may add it to your list. We'll see. I haven't decided yet.
All right.
That's it. That's St. Vincent.
So now, Justin, the Ted Bundy movie.
Okay, Ted Bundy movie. Oh boy. Okay.
I'm not telling you the name because you have to remember the name because it is a great way to pad out these words.
The girlfriend. Oh, I got it. Life and. No.
Wait. So we're restarting?
I'm gonna restart. Life and Crimes of serial killer Ted Bundy. No, we'll do Ted Bundy. One word. Ted Bundy.
One word.
And trial. Yeah.
You have 2 more words. Do you want to use them?
Frustrating movie.
So what I would have gone with, I would have gone with Ted Bundy is extremely wicked, shockingly evil, and vile.
I did think it was funny when John Malkovich says the title of the movie. Although
He said the thing.
He said the thing. But to be fair, I'm pretty sure. Okay, this movie is frustrating, and I remember why when I was watching it.
I liked it.
It's not that I didn't like it. My biggest thing is it's about Ted Bundy, and huge, and I get that it's supposed to be from her perspective, but it's not. Like, so much of the movie is from his perspective. Like, a great deal of the movie is from his perspective. Like, it cuts away from her for, like, huge portions of it, so it can just do creepily faithful recreations of his trial and his interviews. But, like, there's scenes where it's, like, it's him, and he's at the library, and he's being followed. Or like, there's the best example is the bit where he's in prison, and he's got the picture of the picture that the
little girl daughter third, yeah.
And the cop comes in, and the movie acts as though the cop is the bad guy tearing up the picture and treating him like shit, but it's Ted Bundy.
I think he was technically like the governor or something, or the prison, the warden or whatever. But whatever,
the head, whatever. He was trying to make a name for himself, as Ted Bundy put it. The movie constantly wants you to question whether or not Ted Bundy did it, and it's weird because it's Ted Bundy, and it doesn't show the perspective of her enough for you to be like, oh, it's because it's supposed to be from her perspective. No, it keeps cutting to his perspective, and like, so the bit where he's in jail and he's getting hassled by the prison guard or whatever, it's like that can't be from her perspective unless that's supposed to be like it's what she's imagining is happening, but it's not. It's what actually happened. Like that's.
But to be fair,
so much of this
it
actually happened, but it's
to be fair, it was based on her memoir, so it's not a 1-to-1 thing.
Yeah, that's my thing with this is so much of this movie. For some reason, it gets to the end and it shows you him doing one of the crimes, right? And it treats it as though this is an episode of Law and Order, and the big twist is that he actually did it. But it's Ted Bundy. We know he did it. So the scenes where they try to make you sympathize with Ted Bundy are weird. Like, they're not bad per se. They're weird because it's Ted Bundy and we know he did this.
So, well, this is where it would be interesting. And maybe this might be why I have less of that issue than you do, is because I know Ted Bundy's name, but going into this, I didn't know the details of what he had done or anything like that. So,
serial killer who everybody.
What I was gonna say though is it would be interesting to hear the opinion of someone who had never heard of Ted Bundy at all.
Yeah, maybe
to hear their opinions on going into this.
To be fair, there's insane bullshit in that movie that like happened in real life, like the notion that. But to be fair, I don't. The cool thing about this movie that I liked was I liked how it showed the real shit in the ending credits. That was cool. That was really cool, and it was really cool to see how close, like, a lot of, again, all this stuff in the third act of him in prison and him in the trial. And
yeah, don't point your finger at me.
I don't think John Malkovich does a particularly great job of encapsulating the judge, because the judge was very clearly a Southern man with a Southern accent. The fact that he kept calling him partner was weird because John Malkovich doesn't have the remotest hint of a Southern accent, so it was strange. Or the fact that Jim Parsons is just in this for some reason.
Yeah, that was weird. That threw me up. That pulled me out a bit.
But like a lot of the shit that he
I was like, whoa, we're in the universe where Sheldon became a lawyer.
Right? But all the shit that he all the shit he does in the courtroom, and like the bit where he comes out and they're interviewing him and he's like, "Oh, you've got the warrant now. You've got the warrant. Is that what you want?" That they show that in the credits. That shit actually happened. So like, all the shit where you're like, "Oh my god, it's ridiculous that like these women are so willing." Like, he's so charismatic, and it's funny because I almost think that Zac Efron is too charismatic. Like, when you see.
The actual Ted Bundy?
He's creepy. He's not charming. I don't think he's charming or good looking or anything.
I mean, but
like,
apparently a
clearly
lot
he
of
was. Yeah, women
people
did.
did.
Yeah, a lot of women
So
did find him
that's
handsome.
where that's where the interesting question of you find him creepy because you know what he is and what he did. You might not have if you had met him in
Well,
person.
I would, but I'm immediately mistrusting of Smarm. So this is who I am. I would find him creepy.
It's hard to say.
Like
It's hard to
there's
say.
a lot of guys who I think are creepy who the world doesn't. So like I think I'd be like I'd be the guy following the trial. I'd be Haley Joel Osment, basically. But the thing is the movie flip flops between, again, the girl's perspective and his perspective for some reason. So like it wants you to think that all of the people who are questioning him are unreasonable. And it doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. Yeah, and I'm not saying it's bad. Like I think Zac Efron is phenomenal in this. He
does a fantastic job in this.
There's a couple of moments where like you can see the facade break, and like I just think like there needed to be more of a breakdown of his actual personality, because no, he didn't love her. Like the movie makes you think he loved her, and he did not love her. Like he didn't.
No, she was a cover story for him. That was it.
And what the movie leaves out is he abused the daughter. Like like in the movie they're like, oh, she says, oh, I never touched the daughter, but he did in real life. Like she was a real woman, and he did under the guise of playing, abuse the daughter. And he did hit her, and he did treat her badly. But the movie doesn't do that. The movie sort of makes you question it until the end when they show you that he did it. Which again, like it's an episode of Law and Order, and it's weird. It's weird because I think maybe because this kind of feels like maybe that's what the movie because it wants to have the hyper realistic recreations of the court scenes. It undercuts any sort of mystery. I think maybe if you had done it where you don't say his name, and you don't make it clear that it's Ted Bundy, and and then at the end when he says his name, or because it treats the fact that she called the cops on him as a twist. So if it did that scene and you hadn't heard his name the whole movie, you'd only heard Ted. You didn't hear, and to be fair, maybe you don't. But if at that's the moment you hear her say Ted Bundy, and then that's the moment you find out it's Ted Bundy, and you don't know it's Ted Bundy up until that point, then treating it like it's a mystery as to whether or not he did it or not would work for me. But it doesn't work for me because it's treating all of the people who are right as though they're wrong when we know they're right. It makes the narrative frustrating. And to be fair, I'm fully aware this could just be a me thing. Like,
to be fair, you are right to a degree where it's like it's a problem with movies like this, or with biopics, or with things that are based on real people, is if you know anything about the real person and the thing that it's based on, it's not a movie at that point. It's not a narrative thing. You can't pull like, oh, it's a twist, because it's not a twist. You know what happened.
But I just
it's a factual thing that happened. So you can't play it like did he do this or didn't he do this, because he's a real person. You know what happened. It's not a narrative. It's like it's not.
She's not in the movie enough to make it where it's like, oh, the reason why we're questioning it within the narrative is because it's her perspective. She disappears for like most of the climax of the movie. It cuts back to her watching the trial, but she's not really a character, and so then it wants you to be like, oh no, you know he did it, but it keeps making you question it and making you sympathize with him, and it does not work for me because
ultimately
it's Ted Bundy.
Ultimately, I agree with you. I think, because I'm pretty sure you're right. I think pretty early on you know that it's Ted Bundy.
Pretty sure.
Fairly early on. And you're right. I would have whether he uses an alias with her in the movie or whatever. I would have had it where you don't find out his name until he goes to sentence him.
Yeah.
And he's like, I sentence you, Ted Theodore. I don't think his middle name is Theodore, but Ted Theodore Bundy, to blah blah blah
And then-
blah, and then that's when you're like, okay.
And then I'm not even against doing the faithful recreations of the courtroom scenes in the back half of the movie once you reveal it's Ted Bundy, but stop trying to pretend that the fact that he didn't do, like, up until the end where she goes back to see him in the jail and he does the hacksaw bit. That's the bit where it seemingly wants you to be like, oh no, he did do this, but again, cannot stress this enough. We know he did it, so there's no point in the movie pretending that he did it. It's
I don't think I don't think, and maybe this is me misinterpreting. I don't think the interpretation is supposed to be that we, the audience, at that point don't know that he didn't, like, that he did it. We know he did it, but they don't have the evidence. They can't, like, he has to, or not that they don't have the evidence, but like he hasn't admitted to it, and so she feels the guilt for turning him in still at that point. And it's not until he confesses it to her and tells her that he did actually do it that she can be like, okay, calling the police on you was the correct thing. I'm free.
I don't think it works.
I think that's
But-
supposed to be the intention there, but I tend to agree. I think it would have worked better if we, for longer within the movie, we didn't know that he was Ted Bundy.
Exactly.
Especially because, like, the title of the movie doesn't say like the Ted Bundy story, or like, it calls
Unless
it
he said
extremely
that.
wicked.
But also that's also, like, for people who know who Ted Bundy is, then that's a clue, right? But to be fair, I don't know. Did he actually say? I didn't look this up. Did he actually say the title, extremely wicked, whatever, dangerous, whatever? Did he actually say that in the transcript of the trial, of the sentencing?
Well, I'm pretty sure one of the things that they show from the actual trial is him saying that. I think that's like the first thing that they show.
Dude, I know that they show him saying, I take care of yourself, young man. I know they showed that bit. I couldn't remember if they showed the. But yeah,
I can't remember.
It's not to say that I didn't. Again, I enjoyed this movie. Like, I as its presentation. If I didn't, you're right.
Yeah.
If I didn't know who Ted Bundy was, I probably would enjoy this more. But it's like it was a frustrating experience for me. That's how I'm gonna end this. It was frustrating, but it was just as frustrating the first time for me, and everyone was, because it's supposed to be the perspective of the girlfriend. But I was like, that's it. That's extremely vile, wicked, dangerous, whatever the fuck.
Extremely wicked, shockingly evil, and vile.
Ted Bundy the movie. Oh yeah, I got my last one here. My last one is Ghostbusters 2. Now the question when we went into Ghostbusters 2, before Jordan tells you the plot of Ghostbusters 2, the question for me was, have I seen Ghostbusters 2? Because I could not remember if I'd seen Ghostbusters 2 or not. And it became immediately apparent to me when I was watching it that I had not watched Ghostbusters 2. And the thing I remembered after our failed episode yesterday, I forgot to mention was, so a big part of the plot of this movie is it's 5 years later. Hard cut, hard smash, neutral text 5 years later. And the Ghostbusters are not allowed to be Ghostbusters anymore.
Yeah.
And everyone acts as though they're quacks.
Yeah.
But, like, it's only been 5 years.
Not even that they're hacks. They treat them like they're scam artists too.
But it's only been 5 years. You know,
yeah.
You know what happened 5 years ago? The insurrection at the Capitol, and people still talk about that. So you're telling me that people aren't going to talk about the time that the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man took a stroll through New York? Like, not even the ghosts all appeared, and okay, maybe that's that, but a giant Stay Puft Marshmallow Man walked through the streets. Pretty sure people would remember that. I saw a video where someone was like, "Wouldn't there be?"
Yeah,
but they're like, it's the 80s.
They're selling it like it wasn't a ghost. It was a giant mechanical Stay Puft Marshmallow. Like that's what they're selling it like. I'm guessing.
Because in the movie they're like, "Oh, it didn't happen." And it's like, no, what do you mean it didn't? It very much happened. People would remember the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man stomping his way through town.
No, but more like I think they mean like the ghost aspect of it didn't happen.
That okay, maybe that. So yeah, the first half of the movie is them getting the team back together. Basically, it's basically the plot of the first one again, and then literally I'm convinced the exact same point. It does the montage of them hunting ghosts again.
Probably accurate. I didn't time it or anything,
and
but
they have, it's weird. Okay, this one was
See,
written.
my thing as I was watching this movie was I was like, if I had a quarter for every movie that came out in around this time, which was a sequel to the first movie, which featured ooze and took place in New York, I'd have two quarters, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
What's the second one?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the ooze.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's a different kind of ooze though.
Yeah, but it's still ooze.
Yeah, there's so much of this that it's written by Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis again, but like there's so much of this that is lazy and convenient. The fact that the part that I didn't get, which is just they're just doing it again, is the Statue of Liberty, where it's like, how are they
Yeah.
controlling the Statue of Liberty?
Does it have like remote controls in there that nobody's told me
Because
about?
they say it's the goo, and then what the goo does changes throughout the movie. Like at the end, they're like, it's about negative versus positive emotion, and I was like, when was that a thing? When did that happen?
Well, they were doing the experiments with the goo, and so there's the point where Dan Aykroyd is like he's screaming at the goo, and like it's bubbling, and
Is that the
so
idea?
that's when they first kind of talk about it, and then yeah, I guess they continued doing tests.
Because
I
they go
guess
for the swim, and then it makes them both hate each other. Oh, that was another
it
thing.
makes them angry.
The other
Yeah,
reason why I realized I had never seen this was Ray owns the and it's funny because it's not to give anything away for next week, but that's gonna come back. But the shop he owns, they phone that shop. That's the shop they phone in the movie in the new one.
in the
Affleck,
newer one. Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
he's working there. That comes from this. And that
Yes.
made me go, oh, okay. That's why he randomly seems to own a spooky shop in the next one. Oh, okay, that explains so much. I've definitely never seen this movie. It's just
It's fine.
I just kind of realized that I think they're all of relative quality, including the 2016 one. I think they're all of relative quality. That's my.
I think they're all. I think they're all of relative quality. See, you're gonna catch shit for that.
I am.
But I think they're all of relative quality, except for the 2016 one. That one is just bad.
I completely disagree. I think they're all of the same relative quality. Relative, like maybe the 2016 one is slightly worse than the others, but like not by much.
No, I disagree.
But like
I and most of the internet disagree.
I wanted to come into this saying it was bad, like just to say that it was bad, but it's not. It's just
It's
kind of,
not. It's fine. It's
fine.
middle of the road. It's
like,
middling.
there's some stuff in there like I love the fact that because they need to sell toys, they now have new jumpsuits that they never explain why they have new jumpsuits. They just
Yeah.
have new jumpsuits so that they can sell.
Oh,
them
and it's not
Halloween
even
that
just
year.
within our world that they need to sell new toys. It's within their own world. Like they have to sell their own products. So now they have new jump
I love the
jump
fact that-
suits
I love the fact that the Ghostbusters theme song is canonically a song
in
that exists
universe.
in that universe. Yeah, the bit at the beginning where they're doing children's parties and they're dancing is so funny. I like that bit. I think it's so. We want He-Man. Yeah, to get the bad.
Who are you
guy.
gonna call? He-Man.
It's funny. I saw a video on this and I got the impression that Oh yeah, I really like the fact that Rick Moranis winds up with
With the secretary.
which it kind of bothers me that she ends up with Egon in the end. At least I think she winds up with Egon in the end. Or it's implied that she winds up with Egon based on nostalgia from the first one because nobody really liked the second one. Because in the first one it implies that she's into Egon, but she doesn't wind up with Egon in this one. So yeah, I'm disappointed that they changed that. Also, I think Egon is entirely. To be fair, I don't remember the first one well enough to question this, but I think Egon is entirely too sassy in this one.
Yeah, I don't remember the first one well enough to remember.
He felt like there's too many times where he said
It felt like someone in the first one, they got studio notes where they were like, he needs more personality. He needs like 20% more
like
personality.
there's so many lines where like Bill Murray says a thing and then Egon says a quippy one-liner or a remark to him, and I'm like, this doesn't really feel like the Egon I remember. But like, to be fair, I tend to conflate the Egon from the original movie and the cartoon. Like to me, do you know who Egon makes me think of? Egon is Jamie Heineman.
Yeah.
That's who Egon is. And Bill Murray is Adam Savage.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a reason why. There's a reason why epic rap battles pin them against each other.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, it's a fair point. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. I love the fact that I think the ghost hunting looks great in this. Like, I think in fact, there's more of it, and I think it looks better than the first one. If I'm being honest, I really like the bit when they're in the courthouse and there's the judge, there's the three brothers, and then
Oh yeah,
he
yeah.
finally lets them catch ghosts again. I love that scene. That scene's great. Um, I kind of like. I don't know. I don't know if I like the painting better than the one from the first one. The one from the first one is the one that comes back all of the time. So, I forget the name of it. The ghost from the first one, Gozer.
Oh yeah, Gozer or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, they come back in the
Keymaster.
the Keymaster. They come back in the next one.
Yes, yes, they do.
I don't know if I like them better. I kind of would like to if there's a PS5 or PS4 version that we could get. I'd like to play the video game.
I'm pretty sure it's on PlayStation Plus.
Is it? Because I'd like to play that because I hear it's really good and I'd really like to play it. That's
Wait, like the one that was originally on PlayStation 2, right?
I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was on PlayStation.
Yeah, we played that a lot. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's on PlayStation Plus.
I think so.
Or I have it on PlayStation.
I've never beaten it. I know that much. I know I've never beaten it.
I'm pretty sure it's on PlayStation Plus. I'll look. I'll have to look
I'll
after.
have to look. But that's it. That's Ghostbusters 2. I remember the bit that I wanted to mention. I forgot to mention that last time. One final thing, Jordan.
Yeah, let's wrap this up with an American pickle. Just in 10 words.
Seth Rogen, great grandpa,
Times 2.
great grandpa,
Great grandpa
is a dick.
is a dick.
They learn lesson.
They learn lesson. I would have done Seth Rogen times 2.
Okay, first of all, this is just for Jordan. Yeah, I had great difficulty watching this on Crave because Crave is a fucking nightmare.
Crave is the worst.
It was either I watch it on the app and I'm gonna have to see if it still looks like it, but the formatting is so bad it cuts off half the screen, like most of the screen. Or I tried to watch it on the internet browser version and it refused to load for like an hour until I finally got it to load, which is a shame because I love this movie.
This movie was a lot of fun.
This movie was really
like a
good.
lot of fun.
There's so much to love about this movie. It's funny. It's cute. I think it might be one of Seth Rogen's best performances.
Right?
Legit,
Oh my god.
Legit. I was trying to think of a better Seth Rogen performance than this. The only one that's maybe debatable is when he was in Steve Jobs and he was Steve Wozniak. But other than that, I cannot think of a better. His performance as my only real criticism is I wish it was like 10 minutes longer and there was an introduction scene for the grandson, for Ben.
Yeah, kind of.
They
Yeah.
did a really long introduction sequence for
The grandpa.
the grandpa whose name is
Herschel.
Herschel, but they don't really. But also, I do kind of like the bit where he's come back. They go through. I love the joke where they're like the scientist explained how it worked and it made total sense.
It was good. It was good explanation.
It was good explanation.
Everybody was happy.
But like yeah. So I get that him meeting the grandson is kind of supposed to be a shock. I did enjoy that like not all of the dads, all of the male family members look like Seth Rogen, because sometimes you do look like old relatives. It happens. His performance as number one, our ability technologically speaking with movies to have two characters played by the same actor be in the same scene has gotten impressive. Because like
gotten very good.
The thing that makes Herschel and Ben believable that they are two different characters, two different people, is the fact that they touch each other a lot.
Yeah.
Like he touches his shoulder, he hugs him, he taps him, and you can clearly see their faces, both of their faces in the shot, and it never gets mixed up. It never looks bad. His energy as Herschel is completely different from Ben, who is just regular Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
But a little softer. I love the bit with his parents, and how he's not dealing with the trauma of losing it with his parents. I love the bit at the end where they're running away to Canada, and Ben reveals that he's been sabotaging Herschel the whole time, and so Herschel knocks him out, shaves his beard, and it's Seth Rogen doing Herschel doing Ben, and it's a great moment, and there's a bit at the end where they're both shaven, and his facial expressions, his physicality, he's standing side by
It's
side.
still
It's
different.
completely different, even though they look
Yeah.
the same. You can tell which one is which. It's
Absolutely.
great. It is great.
And a lot of that has to do to with the way that he does the face.
Yes, absolutely.
Like the face of
Always
Herschel
looks
is like a lot
angry.
like
He always looks grouchy and grumpy and
yeah,
angry. Yeah, I know.
and it just
works.
really sells that he's a different person.
Absolutely works. It
So you see
works.
why at the end of the last time when we talked about this, and you were like, "What was your favorite? Your favorite Seth Rogen thing this week?"
It's pretty good.
I was like, "I think it's this one.
Honestly, compared to the other ones that you had, yeah, it's honestly, yeah, this is on.
It's really
It's
really good."
quite good. Yeah, the jokes about him doing the pickle business, the fact that he gets really famous out of nowhere, and he says a racist thing or whatever, and
He gets
he's like,
himself
he
canceled.
gets himself canceled, and he's like, I don't think that's gonna be a problem.
You
So really quite funny. Yeah,
might have to you might have to say a few sorries.
yeah, you may have to say a few stories, but that's fine. That's just
Yeah, it'll be fine.
more relevant now than ever. What else did I like about this? Yeah, I just overall, I very funny movie.
Very enjoyable time.
Very enjoyable time. I'm just trying. I'm stalling while I think if there's anything else I wanted to. No, just that. Yeah, this is. I cannot think.
I think we got to give credit to Brandon Trost, the director, because this was his first solo directorial debut.
Yeah, I know that. I don't know if he wrote it, but I know that Seth Rogen produced this, so he was clearly felt passionate about it. And like, yeah, I mean, he loves his story. This really leans
Apparently, it's
into his
based on
Jewish-
something.
Yeah, short story. Yeah,
Sell
this definitely makes
Sell
me,
out.
now I kind of want to do pick an actor with Seth Rogen, but see if I can pick a only serious movies with him in it. And even though this isn't really serious, this is a comedy. But like,
This is a comedy,
I think though he plays
it's
Herschel.
it's a comedy drama technically.
Yeah, like he plays Herschel like he's a dramatic character, and then he plays
Yeah.
Ben like he's Seth Rogen.
The screenplay is by Simon Rich.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I was surprised. I was impressed by how much I liked it. I was impressed by Seth Rogen. I think more than anything, I was so impressed by Seth Rogen. I was pretty impressed by Seth Rogen. The direction. The direction is great too because the direction has to compensate for both versions of Seth Rogen. I would be fascinated to know if they had him do every scene twice, or if they had a stand-in or a body double do the scenes with him, or I love movies like this because you're always like, technically, how did they do this?
How did they manage to pull this off behind the scenes?
Because there's a lot of points where you're like, he's hugging him, or he's pushing him, or he's punching him, or he's putting his hands on him, and like, it looks seamless. Like, it doesn't look like it's CGI face replacement, or if it is, it doesn't look bad. And this just doesn't seem like the kind of movie that have the budget to do CGI face replacements. It just doesn't.
No, I mean, considering the budget the budget was 20 million.
Oh yeah, there's no way.
20 million plus, it says.
For the amount of scenes, it just must have been creative uses of body doubles. And this went straight to HBO Max. This is an HBO Max exclusive. Which is
Well, it does say it has a box office.
Oh.
It's not a very big box office, so it must have been a limited release. But
it's a shame though, because I think I really do think Seth Rogen deserved more credit for this than I think he got.
Yeah.
In 2020, this was one of those unfortunate movies that came out during the pandemic, so it just sort of slid over under.
So it was originally released in the United States August 6th on HBO Max. It was the first original film released by HBO Max.
Oh really?
Yeah. And it was released theatrically in the United Kingdom the following day.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I mean, I knew that it opens saying an HBO Max original, so I knew it was an HBO Max original.
But it was the first HBO Max original movie.
It came out in 2020, and nobody was paying attention to movies in 2020, so that's why it didn't.
No, they weren't.
They were paying attention.
But no, yeah, solid movie, solid movie.
Unless someone come into the comments of what is probably going to be a video for this and tell me a better Seth Rogen movie than this, where he is a
Serious
dramatic role for him. Give me a recommendation. that I can somehow.
Because I mean, there's lots of comedies where he's
Comedies are
good,
easy.
but
Tell me a good dramatic Seth Rogen movie. I think I want to know if you know of any.
and with that, I think our recovery episode
We've made it short.
is coming to an end,
Jordan, it wound up being as long as the original episode.
and we cut a movie, and we cut two movies.
Cut movies. To be fair, I was unsure that this was gonna last, so I really stalled at the beginning, which I regret, because this ended up turning into just a regular episode anyway, but not really. But it kind of sort of did. That's okay. That's okay. It just means I will have all kinds of content for the rest of the week, which is good. Jordan, so everyone knows, I guess since you didn't, this is gonna go on Spotify, so you won't have heard what the next week's episode is. Next week's episode is hey, I was in a Marvel thing.
This week's episode
is hey, I was in a Marvel thing. And it's people who were in Marvel things, at least one Marvel thing.
But it's not Marvel things.
It's not a Marvel things or DC things. There's no superhero stuff on this list at all.
But they were in superhero things.
They're in superhero things. One of mine, you're gonna be like, what? There's some diversity here. But that's next. That's coming Sunday this week. On Sunday. I was in a Marvel thing once. Coming this Sunday. Jordan, where can the people find you?
In very shortly, I'm going to be doing Minecraft Monday.
Oh, yeah, you're doing Minecraft Monday today. Yeah. That was another reason why I wanted to cut this, because I have a 2.5-hour movie I need to go watch.
On my Twitch, SethGore187. I'm gonna probably start that pretty quickly, actually. And I then normally on Sundays I do this.
And hopefully with sound this time.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully, I pull up the footage that we just got and there's sound. I mean,
I'm gonna be real pissed if there's not.
We checked sound multiple times throughout the show, so I don't foresee there being any technical glitches.
Okay.
You can find me on TikTok, Justin Spurr. I'm on TikTok. You can find the show, Spur of the Moment P. We are gaining more followers there every day. We're almost at 100 followers on TikTok, Jordan.
Nice.
Exciting. You can email the show. It's justinsbusiness@gmail.com if you want to be on the show, if you want to sponsor the show. If you just want to chat, I'll chat via email. I don't care. You can email me there. You can join the Discord. Go to artemedia.org. Check me out on Down the Middle. Jordan.
Think of the animals.
Right now the boxes, or at some point the boxes will have popped up, Jordan. What are they going to get if they hit the box on the left?
The left. What did we do last week?
Last week was the first day of the year.
Right. First day we were born. Left will be the day we were born. Right will be something that YouTube thinks they want to watch.
That you're going to enjoy. Why should they hit subscribe, Jordan? How many videos a week do we put out?
We put out a video every single day.
Every single day, Jordan. Or if they want, they could just leave this a like. That helps us out too.
That would help.
Go watch the back catalog. We have videos coming out every single day. We will see you guys on Sunday. Thanks for hanging out with us for this recovery episode. Have a good